Welcome to Heroes Have Wings, the podcast that gives a voice to the unsung heroes of Army aviation. I'm your host, Jason Santiago. For the Army aviators, crew chiefs, and flight medics who put it all on the line in the heat of battle, this is their opportunity to share untold stories of courage, sacrifice, and unbreakable will. From their beginnings to the battlefield, you hear about their hardships, the moments of doubt, and how they overcame impossible odds to save lives. These warriors didn't just fight for survival, they put others above themselves, embodying the true spirit of heroism and selfless service. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heroes Have Wings. Welcome to another episode of Heroes Have Wings, where we spotlight ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I'm your host, Jason Santiago. Today, I'm honored to introduce Jonathan Penaloza, a man whose journey defines resilience, dedication, and service. Born in Italy and having called Puerto Rico and Central Florida home, Penny's story is as global as it is inspiring. A 14-year Army veteran, he served across the globe, earning not one but 2 air medals and deploying twice to Afghanistan, proving himself as a leader under fire. But Penny isn't just about battlefield heroics. He's a proud father of a little princess and a self-proclaimed wrestling nerd who believes in helping others above all else. Whether he's hitting the softball field or spending quality time with his daughter, he reminds us that behind every hero is a human being. Today, he's here to show us what it means to be a regular person stepping up to do extraordinary things. Jonathan Penaloza, welcome to Heroes Have Wings.
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, big dog?
How you doing, man?
Bro, living life, bro. Enjoying this cold Florida weather.
Cold Florida weather. Come on now.
I had to wear a hoodie today, bro.
Oh, man. All right, Jonathan, we're going to start off with quick hits. You know the drill. I'm going to ask you 2 things. You tell me which one you prefer, and then we'll rock and roll from there. Coffee or energy drinks?
Bro, energy drinks all day.
City life or country living?
The older I'm getting is more country living.
Okay. Summer heat, winter cold?
Florida heat is brutal, but I'm going to take the winter cold because I'm built for it now. You know, I'm a little bit bigger now.
Movies or books?
Shit, you don't like reading, bro? Let me get the movies.
Dog person or cat person?
Dog, I got that dog in me.
Beach vacation, mountain retreat?
Mountain retreat.
I was going to say, your ass ain't been in the mountains since Afghanistan, bruh.
The thing is, man, I don't like the sand, bro. I hate the sand.
I hate the sand, too. I don't like the beach. A lot of people may not know that about me. I do not like the beach at all. Wake up early, stay up late.
I'm not a morning person, so stay up late.
Nice. I'm at 100%, by the way. Everybody I've done podcasts with, we're all stay up late. Action movies or comedies?
And I like laughing, so comedy.
Camping or road trips?
Shit, road trip. We can stop by the gas stations, bro. Get some snacks.
Texting or calling?
I like both, man, but I mean, texting is cool, but then I call you.
Why do you like to text?
I think texting is just like an easier format, but then like if you don't text me back, I'm just gonna call you.
Yeah, I like that. I do the same thing. So what we're gonna do, like I said, I want to introduce you to the world. I've known you for quite some time. We spent a year together in combat. I think highly of you as one of the crew chiefs that I've known, and I just want to share your story with the world. So let's start off with your early life and your background. I saw that, like I said in the intro, you're born in Italy. Let's talk about. Let's start there.
Yeah. So my dad, he spent some time in the Navy, and you know, he ended up going. Him and my mom ended up getting stationed in Italy for a little bit, and then you know, in March of '88, all this was presented to the world, right?
Yeah. So,
In fact,
was your mom in the military too, or just your dad?
no, just my dad. So my family, my mom is from Colombia, and my dad is from Venezuela. And my dad, migrated over or whatever. He did like military. Like my dad's side of the family, all of them are military, bro. Like the Venezuelan military. Like my grandpa, my uncles, they were all officers. And my dad, he was more of like the enlisted side
Yeah.
of that. And then he ended up coming to Florida and, just trying to pursue a better life, the pursuit of happiness. And then he ended up joining the Navy.
Nice.
Um and did that. He was a crew chief as well. He was a fixed wing crew chief. Cause I remember when I was a kid, my dad always had like those leather jackets with like the patches and shit.
Yeah, the bomber jackets.
Yes, bro. Dude, so matter of fact, I'm a fast forward and we'll come back to it. But do you remember James Van Meter?
Yeah.
So my dad had came to the right before my first appointment, the 10/11 appointment. My dad ended up coming, bro. And of course, my dad trying to show out, he wore his jacket. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, Mr. Van Meter, bro, he put it on and everything, bro. Like just seeing that dope history of like the shit that my dad did. So
How long did your dad serve
yeah,
in the
so
Navy?
my dad retired. He did 20, he did like right at 20.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
What
And
did he
then
retire as?
he was an E6,
Nice.
the petty officer first class. No, yeah, second, third, first class, first class.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, so so they go to Italy or whatever. I was born, and then like shortly after that, bro, I don't even think I was like a year old. I was like a year or two old when we moved to Puerto Rico, and we stayed there for a while. And then my brother was born, and then we lived there for a while, from what I remember. And then we moved to Oklahoma, and then I lived in Oklahoma for like 3 or 4 years. And then my dad retired from there. He was like, "Yep," he was tired of the cold. He was tired of the Midwest because man, we were getting hit by tornadoes and shit. And my dad's like, "Yeah, nah, bump that. We're going to Florida."
You said Oklahoma, and I'm thinking there ain't no damn water around Oklahoma. Why is the Navy in Oklahoma?
Shit, that's that. So I know like the base that we lived on, it was like more of like a joint base. It's called
Okay.
Tinker Air Force Base,
Okay.
and they had like a military, like a Navy detachment.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, you're bro. Just like when we were deployed, I saw the Coast Guard. I was like, boy, y'all far from the water, my boy. I was like, what are y'all doing out here? Y'all boys
So
is far.
they far, real far. I want to touch on something. You said you lived in Puerto Rico, me being a proud Puerto Rican man. How long did you live in Puerto Rico and how was that experience? And what part of Puerto Rico did you live in?
Man, so yeah, man. So I lived there. I want to say it was like 6 or 7 years or something like that.
Wow, that's dope.
I love living there, bro. So the thing is, so everybody knows, bro. Like everybody that knows me, bro. Like I'm an honorary Puerto Rican, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna be
You know what I'm
100 with
saying?
you. Until today, I thought you were 100% Puerto Rican, bro. So I learned something
Dude,
new about you.
yeah, bro. Like everything, like bro, my mannerisms, the way I talk, the
Yep.
way I act, like everything is based off of Puerto Rico, bro. That's why when people ask me where I'm from, I'm like, I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, tú eres Boricua," and I'm like, bro, I appreciate it, dog. I really appreciate it, like that y'all take me in. And
Yeah.
it's funny, bro. 'Cause I went to Puerto Rico. Oh my god, like right when I got out of active duty, I went to Puerto Rico. My brother, he did. My brother was in the military. Like my brother and my sister were all in the army or whatever. And he knew the change I was about to go through. So you said I'm a wrestling nerd. We went to Puerto Rico to go watch Bad Bunny wrestle.
Oh, bro, that was epic, man.
Dude, man, I was there for like we were there for like a weekend. Like it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Dog, I was about to tell my brother, "Hey, I'll be back next week, bro. That way I can just stay and enjoy the weather, the people, the atmosphere."
What we could do is we could link up because I go to Puerto Rico at least 3 to 5 times a year, bro, even if it's a short weekend trip, like, get there Friday, leave Sunday, so,
Yeah.
hey, we could link up and definitely go, man. I love my
What
Bali.
part do you go to?
I usually go to, Arroyo, Rincon. Those are the 2 places I go to because that's where
I see your Spanish is getting good, my
yeah,
boy.
my it's getting real
So,
good.
and to answer the one of the previous questions, so I lived in the. I don't know if you knew where the Navy base was at over there.
Yeah, Vieques,
It's no,
right?
no, no. In Ceiba is by Fajardo.
Okay, okay.
So Ceiba. So from what I understand, that's where they used to. I think it was like where they used to test like submarines and stuff.
Really?
If I'm not wrong, but dude, I don't want to live there, bro. Just bro, it was dope, bro. You know,
Yeah.
you're a kid, you know, just growing up on an island, bro. Like, and you know how Puerto Ricans are, bro. Like, to me, I love being Hispanic, bro, because you know
Mhm.
we're, when I first met you, I was like, yeah, this dude, this little caramel dude, he ain't black, he ain't white. I was like, but last name,
Uh,
that dude is Boricua.
yeah.
But yeah, man, and we always find each other, bro. In the military, that's like the dopest thing, bro. Like, you're friends with everybody, bro. Black, white, purple, whatever, bro. But Spanish people always stick together, bro.
Yeah, I always told everybody, man, one thing that was very powerful in the Army was the Puerto Rican Mafia. Like,
Hmm.
we found each other, we did a lot for each other, man, so shout out to my people.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, so how was your relationship with your dad?
Man, dude, I get goosebumps thinking about it. Cause man, it was great, bro. Like, it was great up until, he divorced my mom.
And when did that happen?
So my parents ended up getting divorced my first deployment. So the 10-11 deployment, um, everything, it was already kind of rocky because I ended up dropping out of high school in 2000, the end of 2007. So I dropped out of high school and I ended up going to Job Corps. So I did the Job Corps thing, and my parents they were already separated at that time. So I go do the Job Corps thing in like 2008 is when I did Job Corps, and I made up my mind, and we'll talk about that later. I made up my mind to join the army. So I joined the army, whatever, and dude, literally, like, I showed up to Fort Campbell October of 2009. March of 2010, bro. They're like, yo, your ass is getting on the plane, and you're gonna go to the land of sun and fun, Afghanistan. I was like, oh shit. So, while I'm there, because that's when we were doing the year deployment, and I went there, bro, and found out that my parents were getting divorced. So, I couldn't do anything, bro, because I'm in Afghanistan. So my brother, unfortunately, bro, my brother had to grow up quick, and he had to become the man of the house. So he helped my mom move everything from where they lived, and then my mom had to get a house. It was like 10 or 15 minutes away from where they were living in Claremont, and she moved to Davenport. So, but I sent her money and help with the move and stuff, but it wasn't enough.
But before that, how was your relationship? So, before the divorce, how was your relationship with both your parents, and how did that relationship make the man you are today, especially with both your parents? Because your parents were married for how long?
Man, my parents were married for about a little over 20 years.
20 years. So you watching your parents, because they got you out the house, you joined the military. How did their relationship impact you in the way you are today?
So man, my relationship with my dad, bro, from when I was a kid, man, it was great, bro. Like, I always wanted to make my dad proud. My dad was like a true military dude. Like, it took a lot to for him to be like, damn, I'm proud of my son, right? But the thing is, bro, I was always a shithead, bro. Surprise, surprise, right?
So you were a
Like, I was always
shithead in
doing
his
trouble.
eyes, or you were just always you weren't always making the best choices?
Yeah, just making the best choices in life, bro. And he was always there to get me back. If I move over to right, he'd push me over to the left. Or I'm to the left. He tried to keep me centered, man. But he but we had a good relationship, bro. My dad was big into like the camping stuff. Um, so he had a boat, bro. And when we lived in Oklahoma, there was this big ass lake out there, bro, that we would go to. Him and all his boys, they come with like their jet skis and their boats and stuff, and we just go out, bro, for like 2 weeks. And this dude, like, he taught us how to like, put up a tent. My mom be out there cooking rice and beans and chuletas.
Arroz y habichuela.
Habichuela, papi. Eating good, bro.
Yeah,
Eating good, man. Like just, and I was probably like 10, like 9, 10 or 11 at the time, and then after that, man, when my parents got divorced, it was kind of like the end of the world, 'cause I was just like, shit.
yeah, that's a big deal, man. Yeah. How was your relationship with your mom?
My mom, oh, that's Mom Dukes, bro. I call my mom now for everything, bro.
Yeah,
And it sucks, bro, because not sucks, man, because unfortunately, bro, it's a way of life.
yeah,
She's got a lot more gray hair, but now that I'm getting older, I'm like, shit, the nothing is promised tomorrow.
yeah.
So, you know, I see her now, she's getting a little older,
Mhm.
she's losing, a lot more memories and shit. So now everything I do, bro, I call her, hey, to me it's dumb shit, right? But to
Yeah.
her, she's like, damn, my kids are doing good. Cause like I said, bro, me, my brother, and my sister was all in the military.
If your parents weren't together for 20 years and helped raise you and your siblings, how do you think that how important do you think that was in your life?
Um, so like, and the good thing is a lot of people that listen to this, they were in our shoes, right? So you know how it is, bro. Especially being in the military, whoever is in the military normally is not there in the household a lot of the times.
Correct.
So the other person has to pick up the slack. So there was a lot of times where my mom was mom and dad. So my mom raised us more than my dad, because my dad was always gone. Uh, my dad retired in '99 or 2000. So he retired before like the whole, but he was still part of like the Gulf War and all that shit. Even though I don't think he ever like deployed. He was always like in the area. He was always Navy. They got to do that short duty shit. So he'd be gone for months at a time. You know what I'm saying? So Mom Dukes had to step in, and and like I said, bro, I always wanted to make my dad proud. I wanted to make my mom proud even more, bro. Like I remember, bro, when I dropped out of high school, bro, that was like the worst thing, though, because I saw the look in my mom's face. She was like, "Damn." But when I joined the military, bro, she was like, that was the best thing that I could have done, for her.
How was your relationship with your brother and sister? And are you the oldest?
So I have two older sisters, and then me, and then my brother. My my oldest sister, Andrea, I was raised with her. But she was my mom's first marriage. So she was always in my life. We bump heads. I mean, we had that, you know. I love her to death, bro. She's a pain in my ass. I love her to death. Like I got her son living with me. He's back there probably sleeping right now. So I took that little joker with me. He's like 22 or whatever. And then my other sister, her name's Stephanie. I wasn't raised with her, bro. Like, and we have a weird relationship, man, because I don't really know her. Like, I wasn't raised with her, and not that my dad kept away from us, but I don't know what relationship they had. But I've met her a couple times. I think she's like in Mexico right now, but she's pretty cool. And my brother, that's my day one, bro. My brother is my day one, bro. And it's crazy, man, because he's younger than me,
How much younger?
by like 3 years. But I see him. So like mentally, like me and my brother, bro, like my brother's up here, bro. He's got two kids. He's always been just him, bro. My brother's that dude. And I go to my brother for advice. I'd be like, yo, I need help with this, I need help with that. And he's always, like I said, he matured. He was forced to mature faster because when I lived in that house, I lived with both of my parents. When I left to the army, my brother, he didn't. He lived there with my mom. And like I said, they had a real bad, like, uh when my dad left, whew, boy, my brother, bro, I felt bad, man, because like I said, bro, my brother, yeah, I think when my dad left, he was like 14 or 15.
Oh, so he was in
You know what I'm
that
saying? I was already out of the crib. Like I was
yeah.
kind of already doing my own thing. So
He was at that young, very impressionable stage in life, though, starting high
yeah,
school.
vulnerable. He was at the most vulnerable time in his adolescence. But like I said, man, my brother now, bro, I'll call that Joker up right now, bro. And that dude, bro, he'll light me up because my dad, my brother is my dad. They got the same name. Bro, them two jokers are the same. But he's cool, man. I love my brother to death, bro.
How important was it to you to have your siblings in your life growing up?
Oh man, I needed them, bro. Especially my sister, bro, because she was a tomboy when she was in high school. So when I had beef with somebody, guess what? She had beef.
She's out there throwing hands, right?
My sister used to throw hands, bro. She used to throw hands.
Love it, man. So, what's your relationship now with your dad? I already know you love your mom a lot. What's your brothers and your other sister? What's your relationship with your dad now?
So, bro, when the last time I spoke to my father, bro, was probably when I came back from that 10-11 deployment. And I don't know, man, like when he divorced my mom, he divorced his kids. Like, cause I had even called my sister, his daughter, Stephanie. And I was like, yo, have you spoke to this dude? And she's like, nah, he hasn't spoke to me. And I'm just like, I mean, I feel bad, bro, because he's got grandkids, bro. I got a daughter. My brother's got two kids. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, bro, I don't know what's going on in his mental, and he's probably fighting his own demons. But
If he's watching, I'm hoping that he does reach out to you guys because I feel he's probably battling that demon himself, right? That he's not talking to his children. He may be embarrassed by it. He may be going through
yeah,
things through it, but I mean, hopefully he reaches out to you guys because I know every man will not be whole until he at least tries to establish some type of relationship with his children. I'm not saying y'all got to be kumbaya buddies hanging out every weekend. But what I am saying is just, work on that talking relationship and try to build from there.
yeah, and I know we'll go into this later on in the podcast, but that's one of the reasons that I'm sitting on this couch in Central Florida right now
Yeah.
because when I divorced Sabrina, shit, I'm like, I didn't want to turn into my dad. Even though we carry the same last name, I didn't want to be like him. Like, I'd rather be here and struggle and know that my daughter, I could go see my daughter whenever, bro, and then just be like, oh, I'll see you when I see you type shit. So,
So what happened to you that you had to drop out of high school?
man, dude, I was a turd in high school, bro. I was a turd, bro. Like just doing dumb shit and not taking school serious. And it's funny, man, because when I was a recruiter, right?
Yeah, yeah, I knew that.
So I actually came back to my hometown to recruit, and I went back to my high school to recruit. Bro, when I saw them teachers, they're like, "Damn!" They're like, "This dude, we didn't think he was gonna do this shit." So I flipped the page on them, type shit.
And that real quickly, that's what the military will do for people. It will change your life. It'll take you, and we talked about that in a previous episode when I talked about drill sergeants. They will take young men and women that are struggling to make the right choices in life, and they will turn your ass around, and they'll turn it around quick. So that huge shout out for you for making that decision. So you were a knucklehead in high school. At what point did you decide, you know what, I got to get my shit together? Let me join the army. And why the army? Why not any other branch?
So I made that decision. So I was working at Walmart, bro, and me and my mom worked together. And my mom doesn't have college education. She migrated over here, or whatever. And then I remember I was sitting there, bro, and I was one of the youngest employees at Walmart, and a lot of people started catching wind that I dropped out. And they're like, bro, young dude, they're like, what did you do, man? They're like, bro, you threw everything away. And I was like, look, dog, I got my own reasons, you know. They're like, bro, you got to turn this shit around. They're like, bro, look at me. They're like, I'm gonna work till I die, bro. I was like, you don't. They're like, I know you're too young to understand that. So I went home or whatever. You know, I talked to my mom. I was like, yo, you know, I think I'm gonna go back to school. You know, but I'm too old to go to school now. And yo, I don't know if you remember. You remember those college commercials, the Everest? The dude,
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah,
look, go to school." I'm like,
yeah.
so that commercial ended up coming on, and I'm just like, I was like, bro, is this like little thing in my ear, bro? So like the next day, I told my mom, I was like, yo, I'm going to Job Corps. Cause my sister was in Job Corps, Andrea, but she was going there for a trade. So I had spoke to her about it. She's like, yeah, you could do your high school and your trade. I was like, I bet. I got in contact with the recruiter for Job Corps, bro. In like a month, I was gone, bro. Like I went to the Job Corps in Gainesville, Florida, over there by the Gators, and I did that, bro. And I did that for 11 months. I was there for 11 months, and that's when I decided to join the army.
Okay. And a huge shout out to Job Corps. I know several people that they've changed their life, struggling with making bad decisions as a young teenager, and Job Corps took them in, changed their life. And man, what I've seen what Job Corps produce and the people, some very close people are amazing human beings right now, making a lot of money, great careers, doing great things. So huge shout out to Job Corps for doing what they do for the young people out there in the world. So you decide to join the army. What's that look like? How'd that process look like? And let's just start right there.
So what it looked like was a lot of my friends back here they started joining the military, and I'm just like, shit. I was like, well, fuck. And you know, my mom was the type of, you know, if your friends jump off a bridge, you jumping off? Hell yeah. So these jokers started jumping off, and I was just like, damn. I was like, well, it can't be that bad if all my boys are joining. So I started to, 'cause you know how I am, bro. I'm terrible with studying, honestly, bro. I had to buckle down and study, bro. So I studied for the ASVAB, took that joint, and I ended up passing, bro. You know, it's crazy, dog. I remember when I got my scores, bro. I started crying because I knew, bro, I had Willy Wonka's golden ticket. But, and this is a big but, the but that was holding me back was I still didn't have my high school diploma because I was still in the process of taking the stuff to getting my GPA up, passing. Here in Florida, we have the state test. Well, at the time, it was called the FCAT, and it was like a standardization state test. And so I ended up, bro. When I passed that, when the lady gave me bro, when she gave me my scores, the SATs, all I needed to do was just pass the reading. When I saw that I had a passing score, bro, I looked, my GPA was where it needed to be. I had all the credits. I was like, bro, that's it. She was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna go to the army. Cause my brother-in-law, so my sister's husband, shout out to Hector, he joined. And I'm like, damn, dog. That was kind of like the one I was like, you know what? Let's do it, bro. And I actually got in contact with his recruiter, and his recruiter came and picked me up in Gainesville, bro. This dude, bro, this is like a 2.5, almost 3 hour drive, bro. Came and picked me up. And I ended up enlisting, bro. And
How'd you become a crew chief? How'd you pick aviation?
so okay, so my dad was still in my life at this point, right? Um, and I told my dad, I was like, oh, okay, so I wanted to join the Navy. So I go to the recruiting station, got my ASVAB score, bro. I'm happy, bro, because I'm like, shit, I'm gonna make my dad proud, bro. I go to the recruiting office, and they're like, oh, you got a high school diploma? I was like, nah, I'm in Job Corps. They're like, yeah, we're not taking Job Corps right now. I was like, what? I said, well, shit, what the fuck? And I automatically crossed the Air Force off in the Coast Guard. I was like, them dudes picky. And I was like, I don't want to be a Marine, bro. 'Cause, you know, it wasn't intriguing to me. So I just like, shit, I'm gonna go see what the army about. And I called my dad. He was like, shit, but you got a heartbeat? I was like, yeah, they'll take you. so So I went over there, bro, and I talked to the recruiter. You know, I saw him, bro. He had a big ass smile on his face because knowing what I know now, when I was a recruiter, bro, come in there fully qualified, high school diploma, passing as that score, bro. Let's go, bro. When do you want to leave?
And medically qualified, bro. You're like the golden
Golden
ticket to that recruiter, bro.
ticket. So I ended up. So the first job that I chose was I think I was looking at a UAV operator. I was looking at a UAV operator, and then when I go to MEPS, um, something had came back on my background. I forget what it was, but I didn't qualify for it because you need a top secret clearance. So the dude that did all my paperwork, bro, it's funny because I processed out of Tampa MEPS. This dude, bro, he had to like redo all my stuff, bro, because my recruiter he boogered up a bunch of the paperwork, bro, right? So the dude, he was like, shit, man. So, bro, I had to stay like an extra hour, bro. And he's like, look, bro, he's like, go sit outside, look at these lists of jobs, choose one and come back. So I go out there, bro, and I qualified for a bunch of shit, bro. I started checking them off. I was like, infantry don't want to be that shit. Military intelligence, I was like, nah, I ain't cut out of that. So I called my dad and I was like, yo, pops, I got these lists of jobs, for the army. And he's like, well, what you got for aviation? And I said, shit. I was like, man, I was like, 15T, because I wasn't in the military yet, so I didn't know the Tango, right? I was like, man, there's this one 15T. He's like, what the fuck is that? I was like, Black Hawk mechanic. He's like, ooh, that's a good one. And I was like, there's a 15 Sierra, which was Kiowa. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell a Kiowa is. He's like, man, he's like, son, he's like, if I was you, I'd go to that 15T. And all right, pops, I'm gonna call you right back. I go in there, and I forget the dude's name. It's funny because when I was a recruiter, he was still there,
For
and
real?
I remember, bro, I took all my paperwork, yeah, that he had signed, and I showed it to him. He's like, damn, he's like, bro, I'm getting old if all y'all jokers coming back. But I go back or whatever. I go back there, and I was like, hey, sir, I know what I want to do. He's like, what? I was like, but I want to see the video because this is 2009. They show you the video.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, let me see the 15T. He's like, bro, it's called 15 Tango. I was like, la mi mami en la. Same shit. So I was like, let me see the video, bro. That I don't know if you remember, if you ever seen it, bro. There's like a helicopter ripping through like a lake or a river or something. And I said, bro, my eyes got big. I was like, I could do that? And he's like, yeah. I was like, shit, sign me up, bro. And I think it came with like a $3,000 signing bonus, but I did. That's what I told him, bro, right there.
It's crazy because all the stories I hear about getting in aviation all sound familiar. We all say, "We can do that in the Army?" It's like we never same thing with me. When I realized I could be a pilot, I was like, "I really could do that?" They're like, "Yeah, you just gotta put the paperwork in." And I did it. Same thing with, Sergeant Major Houchesek. He was like, "I can do that?" And they're like, "Yeah." So, it's crazy the opportunities you have in the Army, thinking, especially when you grow up in, inner city, rural America, where we're not exposed to a lot of things except for what we're exposed to, the city life or the country life. And when you realize like how much cool shit you could do in the army, the shit is kind of crazy. So you
Hell
joined
yeah, bro.
so you joined the army. How did your mom feel? Did she cry when you told her?
Oh man. So there's two parts to that story, right? So she was happy, bro, because she was like, my son is gonna do something.
Yeah. Damn, that's deep.
Like, even though I messed up and I did all this bad shit, bro, that one thing, bro, puts me on top, right? So she was happy, bro, because she was like, again, my mom is not of this country, not from here, but she's proud of her kids and what kids do, right? So it brings good to our name, right? So I remember, bro, I graduated from Job Corps in February of 2009. My contract, I enlisted December of 2008. So my ship date was March 10th of 2009, right? So I remember, bro, I hugged my mom. I was like, Ma, I'll see you when I see you. Your son will be a soldier, right? Bro, I get to the hotel, I start second thinking this shit.
Oh man.
I said, man, bro, and as the night like grew, my worry and my panic started. I'm like, yo, this ain't for me. I got on the phone, 'cause I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have money, right? My mom picked up the phone. I was like, hey, Miss Young. She's like, what's wrong? I was like, Ma, come get me. She's like, what happened? I was like, Ma, I ain't gonna do it. I was like, shit, I'm gonna be scared. I'm scared. She's like, I'm not gonna come pick you up. I said, Ma, check this out. I was like, if you want a problem, you just found it. I said, Ma, I'm not playing. Come pick me up. She's like, I'm not gonna come pick you up. Bro, I swear to God, bro, I think we talked for like 3 hours that day, bro. Finally calmed me down, bro. And then the next day, bro, I woke up. And then you remember when you ship off, they're like, oh, or when you go on list, they're like, oh, don't eat bacon, don't eat sausage because of the blood pressure.
Yeah.
You know who's shipping that day because them jokers be piling the plate with bacon. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna make it worth my while, bro. I just ate bacon and all that sausage and eggs and shit, bro, and I left, bro. But it was I was this close, bro, from walking away from it, man.
And huge shout out to your mom for changing your life.
Oh yeah,
That mother's intuition, mom knows best, is a real thing. And I'm happy she was that type of mom that held you to the fire and made sure you did it instead of one of those mothers that would have just came and got you, not realizing how much you'd have ruined your life at the time.
she probably didn't have gas when to come pick me up. If she was living in Orlando, that shit was intense. And my mom don't drive at nighttime, so I'm glad. I'm thankful.
Yeah, whatever the reason is, man, she knew in her heart, she had that intuition that she knew you were doing the best thing for you. So,
Oh yeah,
and this is why she stood on the phone. She wanted to make sure you're comfortable with it. You got comfortable, talked you off the ledge, right? And then made sure that you went there. You went and joined.
she well the kids call it today. She stood on business.
10 toes.
She, she was bro. Bro, chancletas and everything, bro. She wasn't moving.
I love it, man. I'm proud of your mother, man. Give her a hug when you
Yeah.
see her, man. Like she
Oh
really
yeah,
saved
for
your life,
sure.
man, for real.
Yeah, yeah. No, she did. She absolutely did.
So where'd you go to basic at?
Fort Jackson, bro. If I remember right, it's Charlie 223 or some shit like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I went to Fort Jackson and it was dope because I went in March, bro. So it was kind of like cold in the morning and then it kind of get warm. Um, but yeah, man, I did that, bro. And I remember when I graduated from basic training, I would write my mom and shit, the letters. You remember when you got to basic training, they had the little thing on the wall. You just read, "Mom, I am okay. Like
Yep.
I will call you this day. They treating me good. I'm gonna eat." And the girl's like, "All right, hang it up." Good.
Yep. Yep.
So when I finally got like pen and paper and shit, I was like, "Hey, old school, bro." So I wrote them. I wrote my mom. And when it started getting closer to the time of graduation, she was like, "Hey, your dad is gonna be there, and I'm gonna be there. Your brother's gonna be there." I was like, "Cool, bring them on." I'm like, "You guys are part of the process." I was like, "I would feel bad if one person was left out." That's what we did, bro. My dad showed up in a different car. My mom showed up in a different car, bro, and we all went, as a family, and that's why now today, in 2024, bro. Even though me and Sabrina don't see eye to eye, bro, at the end of the day, I still got my daughter. We have a daughter. We try to do everything together, bro,
That's good,
and it's
man. And
beautiful,
huge shout out to your mom and dad and your family for showing up. It's very important. I will say this to everybody listening out there. It's very important to show up. Okay. When I graduated from basic, I had no family there. Zero zilch, nobody. It was just me by myself. All right. And I still remember the impression that left on me to this day. Okay. And that's huge that your parents showed up. And I'm happy that they showed up. And just all the parents out there listening, show up for your children. Even if it's at basic, I don't care if you're working, whatever excuse you may have, show up. Because those are the things they're going to remember. Because that is a pivotal point in our life when we graduate from basic training. essentially we're not a civilian no more. We now are a soldier, and that's a huge step for us. But huge shout out for your parents for showing up for you. You think basic was hard at all?
It wasn't hard because of my time in Job Corps kind of like led me into that, like, being up early. Um, and the trade that I took, I did a security, like private security, and he was a Marine guy, bro. And this dude was like a Marine instructor. So when we mess up, bro, he scuff us up, bro. He take us out back, mountain climbers, push ups, sit ups. But I remember we stayed at parade rest for like 6 hours one day, bro. So it kind of already prepared me, bro. And I was 21 when I joined the army,
Ah,
so
okay. Yeah, you're a little bit older.
I was just a little bit older. But it wasn't bad, man. And it's funny, bro, and I laugh about it because, bro, the worst thing, like the most trouble I had in basic training was the medical shit, the medical lane, bro. Like they almost recycled me because of that, bro. And it's so funny how everything leads in life that ended up being in the medevac. Well, I'm like, I'm like, I was like, how does that shit work?
You leave basic. Where'd you go to AIT?
Four uses, bro. First of the Triple Deuce, Charlotte Company.
How was AIT for you?
Oh man, dog. AIT was fun, bro, because we were still able to go out like on the weekends and shit. Like you had to wait like 2.5 weeks, uh, before you can go out to basic training or to go like an AIT. But yo, I don't know if you remember. This is off topic. But do you remember? Do you remember one of my best friends named Padilla?
Nah.
He took a PT test because remember I was a terrible runner, bro, and he ended up taking a PT test with me to help me pass the run. He remembered you. He was he was in 160th, so he went to Sears School, and he remembered you. And I remember you just went like this to him.
Uh,
But anyways, so me and him, that's my best friend, bro, from high school, and he was in Bravo Company, and we both joined the army. I think we joined like 6 months apart from each other, 6 or 7 months. But he was in Bravo Company, so when I showed up, bro, we was, that's my boy, bro. So we would go out like on the weekends, and we wasn't supposed to be drinking, but now, but we was out there, we was acting a fool in downtown, bro.
when did you get your first duty station?
So I got my first duty. So I got my orders. I forget like what period in AIT you get your orders, but all the active duty started getting their orders. And I remember in basic training, they kind of ask you for like a wish list, like all the active duty guys. They're like, where do you want to go? So I put on there. I was like, shit. Fort Campbell is the most famous unit to me in the army. So I put Fort Campbell, Fort Bragg, which is now Fort Liberty, and I forget which one I other put for home or for like U.S. And then for like overseas, I put like Germany and some other shit in Japan, bro. I remember when I was in AIT and I got my orders of Fort Campbell, I was like, oh, bro, we in there like swimwear, bro. I was like, bro, I'm going to one of the dopest units, bro, mind you, I don't even know nothing about the army at this point. I just wanted that patch.
A lot of tradition and rich history at the 101st, man. So you show up, Fort Campbell, 2009, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you at what point in a replacement did you know you were going to go to 6th Battalion into the medevac?
I show up, they do the you go get all your gear. It's funny because I was telling the story yesterday. You get all your gear, you get all the stuff that, I was a private, so hey, be here at this time, formation at this time, right? So we get all my stuff, and then brigade come and pick me up. And then from brigade, you go to battalion. So I was originally supposed to go to they sent me to Delta Company, right? So I go to Deco, and Delta Company is which I was in six battalion. Delta Company is your maintenance, so that's where all your shops, your 15 Tango ground maintainers are at. They got Chinook maintainers. all your back shop guys, engine, power plant, the electricians, all that stuff. So I go there, bro, and I said, okay, like, I show up the next day, bro. They put me in the barracks. And it's funny 'cause I was telling this story yesterday. I show up to the barracks and like I put my shit outside, bro. Like, and I kind of put it like in the like on the sidewalk, and I'm taking it all in at this point because I'm like, damn, okay, this is it. Like this starts tomorrow morning or Monday morning because I think it was like a Friday. I was like, Monday morning, I'm in the army. Like, even though I'm in the army right now, but I haven't felt it yet.
Yeah, it's different.
Oh yeah. So I'm taking it all in, and I'm like, all right. And I had a gang of shit that day, bro. I took everything in the kitchen sink, bro. So I picked everything up, and I told the sponsor, I was like, hey, so where's my room? He's like, oh, it's on the second floor. I was like, I bet. I said, is there elevators in here? He said, man, get your ass and climb them damn stairs. Ain't no fucking elevators. Monday morning, I show up to the little PT area. It was over there by the old sick call. I forget what the name of that clinic was. Where they do like the walking clinic over there and by like Brigade and all that. They had like that big ass loop.
Oh yeah. What month was that?
So what month?
Yeah.
This is October.
Okay, I already left 101st by then.
Yeah. This is October. So I show up and at CIF they gave me the black fleece. Bro, it's cold, bro. It was cold. I show up. I could call him Jamie now. Cause back then he was a sergeant first class. He saw me, bro. It was me and another dude. He's like, take that shit off. I was like, oh, excuse me. I'm like, sir, it is cold out here. He's like, that's unauthorized. I said, I got this from CIF. So, I'm out there. Boy, shivering, dog. I ain't had nothing, bro. I had them damn basic training boots on, bro. My toes is cold, bro. I was like, damn, bro. So we show up.
I was talking about that on one of the other podcast episodes. The Army will make you hate the cold, bro. No matter what you're doing, the Army somehow always finds water and cold temperatures and mix those two together, and your life is just miserable. I don't know how they figure this shit out, but all the time.
And it's funny, bro, because they do that shit even when we go to the field. They're like, oh man, oh, it's sunny? Nah, I thought we ain't going that day. We're gonna go when it's raining, cold, the worst temperature. No, so I show up or whatever, and then we go to the deco hangar, and they're doing the whole signing everything I need to sign, blah 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 blah, do all that stuff, and I show up in the middle of a phase, and I know your listeners, the phase is when they take the helicopter, strip it down,
Yep.
do all inspections or whatever. So I can't do nothing, bro. There's people already assigned, and I kept telling the dudes, I'm like, I forget what his name was. I think it was like Sergeant James, E6. I'm like, Sergeant. I'm like, bro, you just got me cleaning, dog. I ain't joined the army to clean, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? He's like, no, I know, man. He's like, bro, unfortunately, you showed up in the middle of this phase. I was like, can I do something, bro? I was like, all this shit I learned in AIT, bro. Like, I'm ready to turn some wrenches, right? So he's like, all right. So he hadn't put on an inlet. Bro, I go on the computer, fire it up, look up the task. I'm like, all right, torque is this. Grab the hammer, bing, 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 hit it, let it sit, retorque it, make sure that, bro, do my write up. TI come out there, looks at it, it's good or whatever. So I started showing him that I had the initiative, right? So I ended up being in deco for 1 month. 1 month. And then they had you remember the boss programs, a better opportunity for single soldiers?
Yeah.
So they had a boss trip, and they were like, yo, they're like, hey, sign up so you can go. I was like, all right, bet. And we ended up going to like Pigeon Forge. So I went over there, and I got a phone call because at that time I had a BlackBerry. So the sergeant calls me. He's like, hey man, you want to go to a flight company? I said, shit, what's the difference? He's like, you get to fly. Like, I said, bro, I get to fly?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I said, hell yeah. He's like, oh, you're going to the medevac. I said, what the fuck is a medevac? And do all the medical evacuation. I was like, ooh, pause, wait a minute. I was like, hey, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, you know what, bro? I was like, is anybody else going? They're like, no, it's just you. Bet, let's go. So I came back, Halashag. How do you say how?
Houchasek.
I thought it was Halashag. I always called him Sergeant Halashag.
We just call him First Sergeant Hal.
Yeah, first Sergeant Hal. But yeah, he was, bro. I remember seeing him, bro. I was like, man, this is a one big dude, bro.
Huge dude. Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like, you remember in Jurassic Park when the little water vibrates? That's what it felt like when he was walking by.
Yeah.
Like, his presence, bro. You're just like, this is one big joker. But he he kind of gave me the spiel, like, you go in a flight company, do the best out there, do what you can. I showed up, bro, and yeah, they took me in with open arms. Myself, Bible, Barton, Drummond, um, shit, uh, Hara, Fiddler.
Damn, I remember horror. You saying all these guys? I'm starting to remember them now.
Yeah, man.
Damn, man.
He just retired too. Ryan just retired. E7. Hara, Helfrich. You remember Helfrich? The
Yeah.
Helfrichs?
Yep.
So, and so Ramos is the one that took me in. So I got assigned to 4th platoon. You know what I'm saying? So, she and I've always and we'll touch on this one too, but I've always held her, bro. She was the one that took like the first interest to me, bro. And I saw her, bro, Hispanic woman. I was like, oh shit, she do my platoon song? I'm like, oh, that's dope. And yeah, man, bro, as soon as I came to Charlie Company, bro, I was like, yeah, I love this.
So you get the Charlie Company. Was this 2010 by then? Or
Now
2009?
this is
2009?
2009.
All right, so you get the Charlie Company, the medevac. When did you guys realize you were getting deployed in 2010?
Oh shit, they already knew.
You already knew? How did
Yeah,
how did you feel as a private? You're a PV2 or PV3 at the time?
shit, bro. I had mosquito wings, bro.
All right, so
E2.
E2. How did you feel that, all right, I'm a private in the Army. I'm about to go to my first combat deployment. How did you feel?
Remember how I told you the story that I wanted my mom to come pick me up? I wanted her to come pick me up from Fort Campbell. I said, bro, I think I'm about doing this jail time, bro, because this ain't it. Now, like, all jokes aside, man, dude, I was nervous. I was unfortunately, bro, when I am like my mother, bro, when it comes to like nerves and just like the jitteriness, like I am my mom, bro. But I remember, bro, before we deployed, when my guts was all messed up, bro. Just the nervousness, bro, and I was just like, damn, bro, like I'm getting ready to go to war, bro. Like,
Just so you know,
my mom.
we're all nervous when we go, man. Like,
Oh yeah,
we're
for
all
sure.
nervous, but you just have to lean on your training. And you already know, you're a combat veteran. You experienced it twice. You just lean on the people around you, trust your training, trust your equipment, and hopefully
Oh yeah,
everything
man.
turns out right.
And the good thing is, I mean, we were still a pretty, because you still hadn't got, because you had left at this time,
Correct.
but we were all kind of a pretty new group, because those guys, they had just came back from the Iraq deployment that I heard you talk about with Sergeant Major Halishak. Um, you guys had just, because the Med had just came back, and I think they were gone from like 2008, right? So Corey McElhatton, all those, the 542nd guys, Juan Guzman, fucking Eric Neerman, Joe Calloway, all these guys, they were still there, right? So I knew, bro, like I knew going in, dog, we were going with some dogs, bro. Like I already knew, bro. We was stacked, bro. Like when you think about the Bulls, what was that, the 95 season when they went like 72-10? That's, bro, that's who I was deploying with. I was like, bro, we're Gucci, bro. We're all on some dogs. So we ended up going, bro. So I ended up flying Strat Air my first deployment. I don't know why. But they're like, hey, me, Bard, Mr. Nielsen, Sergeant Robertson. It was this one medic. Uh, and there was another pilot. I forget his name. And we had an O grade with us. But yeah, we all ended up going Scott Air. So we flew with. So we took three aircrafts with us, and we flew on C-17, and we flew it into combat.
Damn. How was that experience?
Man. So they asked, who's the lowest ranking guy here? Everybody turned around. Oh, Penny. I was like, oh, hey, it's me. They're like, you want to sit up in like the cockpit to land this? I was like, shit, there's a bear shit in the woods? So, yeah, man. So I went up there, bro, dude, and I'm like, bro, I am in this airplane and we're about to land in a combat zone. So to me, that was a dope experience, bro. Because, bro, at the end of the day, bro, I'm a kid from Florida, bro, doing some dope ass shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to remind everybody, you're a kid that dropped out of high school, went to Job Corps, joined the Army. Now you're sitting in a C-17. Never thought you'd be there with these Air Force guys and about to land in a combat area. And hell, I've been in the Army a long time. I've never been in the front seat of a C-17 watching it land. So that's pretty cool. You got to experience that.
It's dope because they have like there's different seats in it. I was sitting on the one that was looking out to like to the right side, kind of like so it's cut in a pie. They did a tactical landing. I'm telling you, when I was looking at the ground, I said, "Oh Lord, bro, we're like nose down." I said, "Why we got to do that?" They're like, "So they don't shoot us down." I said, "It's in God's hands now."
So you land the aircraft and then you download the Blackhawks.
Yeah. So you remember Sergeant Swaby?
Swaby. No, I don't remember Sergeant Swaby.
You know the Jamaican dude, the NCO that we had, the main platoon sergeant. He was before Sergeant Neal.
No, I don't remember. I missed him.
So he that 12-13 deployment, he was the PC guy for 5th Bat.
Yeah, I don't remember him, man.
Anyway, he was our maintenance platoon sergeant, and I was always cool with him, bro. You know, he lived in Florida for a little bit, but he's Jamaican, bro. And the night that we got there, all the tangos were out there, bro. Like that's one thing about the Army, bro. When your brothers come in, your sisters come in, bro. Everybody's there to greet you.
Yeah, everybody's there, man.
So we get in there, bro, and I could smell Kandahar. I was like, God damn, it smells like shit. I was like, man, it smells horrible. And for the people that never deployed, Afghanistan, there's like this huge, they call it the poo pond. The shit pond, bro. And it's just a big ass septic pool, bro. Bro, you pass that joke at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the evening, boy, the sun been beating down on that shit all day, bro. That motherfucker potent, bro. But we went there and we downloaded everything, bro, and got the aircraft. I believe Deco was there too to unfold the blaze or whatever. So I remember I woke up, I fell asleep that night. I'm just like, well, this is it. We'll see what happens, bro. Because I already knew I was gonna be there a year.
When did they start assigning you guys to where you're going to be located?
I deployed with it was 4th platoon. I think it was 4th and HQ. We all went to Kandahar. But remember, the other guy, the rest of the company, when they got to Manis is when they started. They had guys go to TK. They had guys go to not Mez. Damn, well, I forget what the other places were called. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
It's all right. It's been
But
a long time.
I was part of the Kandahar team because at that time too we got a I don't know if you remember you weren't there, man, but we had the 12th cab guys from Germany. They got attached to our unit, so we were taking care of the Helvin Providence, and they ended up taking total control of what was the name of that fob? Fob. I went there one time, bro. So when I did my RO progression, you remember Sergeant Shields?
Yeah.
Yo, well, shout out to bro, white chocolate, bro.
Yeah. Yo, Jimmy.
White
I'm gonna
chocolate.
I'm gonna have Jimmy on the show too, so
Oh, dude,
the
I
world
can't
needs to
wait,
hear
bro.
his story, man.
But he was at that fob, bro. And you know how and listen, when you make RO1, dog, they punch you in your chest.
Yeah.
So I was just Iron Shields, and I took off my mask, and he looked at me. I was like, "Go ahead and get it, bro." Bro, and you remember, bro, he had this big old mitts for fists. But he tagged me up, and he's like, "Bro, congratulations." Because when I went through progression, oof, bro, I remember my first ride. It was, oh, man, I want to say it was with Mr. Taylor with Dwayne. Bro, I couldn't hear nothing, bro. My CPs, bro, I wanted to rip them jokers out. I couldn't say right rear cargo pack secure, bro. You know, they'd be like, mission equipment, cargo pack. I'm like, so the dude, Sergeant Fiddler, he did my first flight. He's telling me, he's like, all right, Penny. He's like, repeat after me. And he said it. Bro, I'm looking at him like a dog. I'm like, what? He's like, Joe, say it. I'm just like, bro, I couldn't. And we're flying around 5 Mustang or Mustang Ram, just burning and turning, bro.
And this is the first time you became RO1?
So yeah, so I did my RL progression took a little bit. Hard landing right in front of the battalion. You ever been to Kandahar?
No, I never been to Kandahar.
Okay, so when you're flying on the main runway on Mike, I think it's like Mike 2-3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you fly, you had the state defense guys, 160th, the med, and then you had there was like the battalion building with
Mm-hmm.
like the ground or whatever, bro. We literally crashed like right in front of on the runway side.
Damn.
But we crashed right there, bro. And then I remember that next day, Major Davis at the time, I think he's a colonel right now. I think he works at the Pentagon. I remember I went into his office. I went with my flight gear. I sat it on his desk. I said, "Sir, thank you for everything that you did." He was like, "I'm done." He's like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "Sir, I almost died last night, but what you mean?" He's like, he's like, Penny, he's like, "Man, you're a good kid." He's like, just because the horse bucks you off doesn't mean. I was like, "Sir, this is one big ass horse." I was like, man. He's like, think about it. He's like, take your gear back. What you think about it?
This is his RO progression, so he's very, very new in a helicopter, and then he has that significant event happen, so it does leave a bad taste in your mouth. And on top of that, he's in a combat zone. So huge shout out that you pushed through that while in a combat zone, and you still became RO1 and you didn't quit. So great job on you for that.
Yeah, man. And I called my dad and I told him, I was like, because my dad was a crew chief too. And I told him, I was like, yo, Dad, this happened. He's like, look, he's like, I feel you. He's like, that shit's scary. And I was like, Dad, this shit is scary. Like, bro, because I mean, at the end of the day, bro, us as the back shooters, we don't have control of what's going on in the front, you know? But, bro, I was like, you know what, bro? I put my best foot forward. I was like, bro, I'm going to continue. I can't quit, bro. And especially knowing what the mission of the medevac is, bro. That's one mission I can't quit on, dog.
We never quit on that. And man, I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you for not quitting because you understood, and this is why I created Heroes Have Wings. You put your fears to the side for the betterment of other people. Because I will tell you this, as a pilot, just as much as you guys are in the back scared shitless, we're just as scared up front too, because shit, we are controlling it. And if things aren't working the way we want or some shit's going on, trust me, we understand how you guys feel, but we're just a little more trained and we're a little more focused on what has to be done and fixed. But yeah, huge shout out to you that you didn't quit that early in your career, because you could have been like, I'm done with this shit. I'm going back to Delta Company, right? But
I was ready,
yeah, but you stuck it through knowing what you were about to get yourself into. So that says a lot about who you are as an individual, man. I'm proud of you.
bro. We had, and we'll talk about that because that was one of my favorite groups too, bro. That JDAT deployment. But dog, yeah, man. I talk to people, bro. I'm the only one, bro, that stayed medevac as long as I did. Because honestly, to me, it's one of the missions that you actually like. You could plan, you plan for it, bro. You execute it, and you're like, dog, I literally did something. I saved a lot. Like the that picture that you got back there, I was on that aircraft.
And we'll get to that in a
You know what I'm
second.
saying?
So you have the hard landing, you have thoughts of quitting, but you tough it out. If you could share with us an act of heroism or a tough mission that you had to conduct in your 2010 deployment.
I was in fob Ramrod. I was at Ramrod, and I was with holy moly, Sergeant Bew. Uh, oh my God, the pilot is. I think they were both Warrens. Jeff, we call him Jeffrica because he was a diva. Oh man, I don't remember his last name. He was from Alpha Company. He was from Alpha the Warlords. I just can't remember his last name. Um, but yeah, so it was we were sitting there, whatever, bro. The medevac shit starts going off, right? And I'm like, holy shit. And bro, when that shit goes off, that radio jitters or it does something, bro, everybody turns into dog and ear shoot up, and you're like, shit, that's me.
And I don't even like to hear these words because just the way it makes me feel hearing these words, all right? Like it induces a lot of feelings, emotions, blood pressure, everything. When we had a Cat Alpha, we got a call over the radio when we're on duty. We had a radio on us, attached to us 24 hours. We weren't going over without a radio. And when we knew it was a Cat Alpha, it was medevac, medevac, medevac. At that time, I'm getting the chills just hearing it now. At that time, you drop everything you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping, taking a shit, eating. I remember in JBAD in 12, we were eating at the DFAC in the morning. My ass was hauling ass. All right. It was actually the day that the picture is taken behind me. You get the call, you take off, and you have to be ready to take off in 7 minutes. Okay. So you get the call, get to the aircraft. You have to be up to fly 100%, contacting ground to contact tower to be off. You gotta let Talk know that shit. A lot of shit's going on. Anyways, you got 7 minutes, be off the ground. Very significant event for any medevac personnel that has experienced it.
Yeah, dog. So bro, I run out to the aircraft and I'm like, all right, everything, all the training, all the words of encouragement, everything is leading to this moment, right?
You're a brand new private,
Not,
by the way.
oh, so right now I'm a specialist at this time
Oh
because I
shit.
got promoted.
All right, there we go. You got
Yeah,
promoted
I got
twice.
promoted. Yeah, I got promoted to PFC, and then I got promoted to specialist at the 18-month or whatever marker it was or whatever. So, or I might have been a PFC. I don't remember. But yeah, dog, we get in the aircraft, bro, and it's go time. Whatever fear, whatever feeling, whatever, all that shit is out the window. I left that shit with the chalk blocks, right? I left that shit there, bro, because now, bro, we have to go save multiple. It was multiple people that we had to go pick up. It was kids actually. So we show up, bro, and I remember, dog, like, bro, my heart is just beating through my damn vest, bro. And I could feel myself. I'm like, oh my God, bro, like I'm about to have a panic attack, bro. Right? But I'm like, I had to put my shit to the side because it's not about me right now.
Correct.
It's about
It's never about
getting
us.
this joker in the aircraft. Yeah, so I forget what happened. I don't know if it was a V bid. I don't know if it was something, but these kids I got like blown up, dog.
Mhm.
And I got the picture on my Facebook. It's me sitting in the back of the aircraft. The back of the aircraft looked like a damn, like something out of like an ER, bro. There's just blood everywhere, all this shit, bro. And in the picture, like, I forgot that he was even back there, bro. But in the picture, I'm like, when I looked at it later, I'm like, damn, I'm looking at me take it all in. Like, this is what the medevac is, bro. And I had wrote in the stuff that you had sent me, bro. It takes a different person to do this.
And not only do it, but do it day in, day out, continuously, man. It takes was that your most memorable moment in that deployment? If not, what was your most memorable moment, and what was your biggest takeaway from that 2010-11 deployment?
All the doubters, all the people that said that I couldn't, it was just like, damn, I'm here, bro. So to me, it was like a big confidence booster. And especially, bro, we came back alive. We brought out this Charlie Company 6101. Everybody that we went with, everybody came home. Not shout out to the leadership, shout out to the tangos, the medics, everybody that the flight ops guys, everybody that played a pivotal part, bro. Everybody came home. So
What was your biggest takeaway? Like, you being a young specialist, being in the medevac, showing everybody that, you know what? Maybe I did come from Job Corps. So what? I dropped out. I'm here now. I'm showing up and I'm doing the do. And I'm doing what a lot of people can't even do themselves. What was your biggest takeaway from that deployment for you?
man, I think my biggest takeaway, bro, is that it don't matter who you are, what rank you are, bro. Everybody's time comes to do some amazing things, bro. And a lot of people think that just because you have rank, like you're the one that has to do the amazing things. Go look at a lot of the Medal of Honor recipients. A lot of them are lower ranking, NCOs or junior soldiers, bro, doing gangster shit.
Hey, you'd be
Yeah,
surprised
man.
what the human mind and body will do during combat, man. I'm tell
Yeah, especially, bro. And I don't mean to cut you off, but especially in fear, bro.
Oh yeah,
When you're,
definitely.
bro, when you're scared out of your mind, bro, not knowing, be like, yo, am I gonna come home from this shit?
Fair.
And then bro, and a lot of times we're landing in these LZs that something just happened.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We're going to that same shit,
Like, people are
bro.
leaving, we're going. I'm like, this shit don't make sense.
That's like firefighters.
Yeah.
They're running into a burning building. That's exactly what we're doing. We are going. Where's the bad area? Yep, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Shit, light up that LZ. What color? Pot smoke. Let's go.
You get back from that deployment, did you notice any significant changes in who you were from, like, a mental standpoint, physical, or were you just like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm gravy."
Nah, I started noticing the like that the not that like my PTSD was terrible, but I started noticing the change in like I started like pulling away from doing things that I used to like. And I wasn't doing as much. And then bro, at that point, whenever you defy not death, but when you go into those combat areas, bro, you're just like, bro, I'm invincible. I can't be touched.
Yeah, you do develop a dangerous, sense of, like, invincibility, like you say. You think nothing can
Hmm.
happen to you, and then the shit is dangerous. It's kind of I think that's one way of coping with things, right?
That yes, absolutely.
Because you see so much shit, and you're like, "Oh my god, bro, if I could see that, I mean,
Oh.
can't nothing stop me." Then you end up fucking smacking into a wall one day, realizing, like, "I gotta pump these goddamn brakes, man." So
Yeah, life comes at you quick.
it comes at you real quick. So you get home 2000, it's 2010, 2011, you get home 2011. You get about a year off, and then we're notified that we're going back. At this time, I get back
Hmm.
to 101st. So when did you guys realize that you guys are going back?
I think we found out like that same deployment that we're going right back.
Damn.
So everybody, bro, we're all high fiving each other, like, bro, we're fucking coming back. Hell yeah. Like hopefully we come back with the same group. But at that time, I know that you had already done your mic transition. for the NCP. We hadn't done it yet. So when we got back, we started doing the mic transition to the mic model. Having the guy come from the AIT stuff and teaching us the maintenance part, and then having another guy come out for the HH, because the HH was different than the UH. Learning the environmental, all that crap, all that old bogs, A bogs bullshit. So we had to do all that, and then we had to go pick up the aircraft. Um, I don't think I went with you. I know I went with Mr. Nielsen. No, Nearman. I went with Nearman.
Yeah, I didn't go to get the
Yeah,
aircraft. I wasn't there yet, I don't think. I don't think I was there yet.
yeah, yeah. Because I went with those guys, and bro, I'd show, bro. We'd go pick up an aircraft. I took like a day or two off, go right back.
Mhm.
So I was always ferrying the aircraft around. I mean, it was dope, bro. Bro, I have flown from pretty much Niagara Falls all the way to Kentucky, and from NTC in California all the way to Kentucky, bro. So I've seen, all that shit, bro, from the air.
Yeah.
Man, so dope, bro.
Yeah, I remember when we flew out to Hats out in Colorado Springs from Fort Campbell. That was a good time, man.
Yeah, I remember, bro. Yeah, that shit was dope, bro. Matter of fact, I had this tattoo when I went. My hand was all swollen and shit. Bro, I was so stupid. I should have planned that shit better, bro. I was in so much pain, dog.
Yeah.
I couldn't say nothing, bro. But my fingers was all swollen and shit. Yeah, man.
So we get ready for 2012, 2013 deployment. We get there. There's some things I don't remember, so you may have to just jog my memory. I know we get there to Bagram, and then they shuttle us out to J-Bad. I know I got there on a Chinook, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
If you flew with me, because I know we flew in a Black Hawk. Because I remember we had like the little powwow in Bagram, and at that time everybody, all the guys went to the four corners of the wind. But I remember we all got into the helicopter in Bagram, and they shipped us over to JBAD, because so we ended up replacing the 382 guys, the Medevac 3 from Fort Bragg, which is ended up being my last unit in the Army. It's funny how it does a complete, the circle. I completed the circle, right? Um, and I remember when we showed up, bro. I remember flying, bro. It was nighttime. Dog, I remember when we flew into JBAG. I was like, bro, it is so damn hot, and it was nighttime, bro. Ooh, Lord, bro. That next day when I woke up, I was like, boy, we must be near the equator, because holy shit.
And we got there in July. I think it was like July 10th, around that time frame. But so it was hot as hell out there.
Hot as hell, bro. Hot. But yeah, man, I remember showing up, bro, and bro, we got busy, bro. We did our left seat, right seat training with those guys, and you know the I know they lost a couple guys leaving. They lost they lost one of their medics ended up losing his life out there. And then before we showed up, the one medic, I forget his name, Sergeant Ramos, was good friends with him. He had lost his life out there. So all this stuff, leading into the deployment, I was just like, shit, this is real.
In my
So
2008 deployment, I spent a lot of time in J-Bad, just flying that area, J-Bad, the Korengal, A-Bad. I've been to all those places. I was very, very, very familiar with that area and like what we're about to deal with. So I went in there with I was okay with it. But as soon as we get the call, shit starts getting nervous again. But I'm not gonna say I was not nervous or anything, but I felt very comfortable in that AO. So we get there. How would you compare that deployment, 2012 deployment, to your 2010 deployment?
the 2012, the dope thing about that 12 and 13 deployment was the fact that we were there by ourselves. We were attached to the 217,
Yeah,
right?
217 Cav, yep.
And the thing with 217 was that they weren't used to having Blackhawks because they were Apaches and coyotes because they had coyotes on the other side of the fob. I remember. So they didn't really know how to treat us, bro. I remember. I mean, it was all love at the end, but I remember they treated us like terrible. No, they didn't know how to use us. At least that's how I saw it in my eyes. You know, maybe you guys as officers, you guys saw it different, but I was like, man,
I didn't have
this
any issues with them. I mean, they pretty much in my world. I know I was an aviator. Penny's a crew chief, enlisted. I'm a warrant, so they do treat us different in the Army. He's more. I was an MTP though. I know we had our issues with their maintenance people, and I remember that time when they embarrassed you out during a maintenance meeting,
I
and
was just about to,
I went and talked to
yeah,
that warrant officer about that, how you don't treat my crew chiefs, and I don't think anything happened after that, but I think it was just they had to get
yeah,
used to 2 different worlds, right? They're the attack side, we're medevac, different mentalities, so we just had to learn how to work with each other and just go from there. It was but like you said, by the time we like mid-deployment, so when we're leaving, I think we had a good working
yeah, we was
relationship.
locked in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we was
good.
locked in. Matter of fact, the XO of that deployment, Major Considine,
Mhm.
he ended up being my lieutenant colonel, my battalion commander at Fort Bragg.
Really?
Yep.
Did he remember you?
Uh, because I had seen his patch and I started talking to him. I was like, hey, sir. I was like, I see you were in the 101st. When were you there? And he told me, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, did you deploy? He's like, yeah, I was in JBAT. I was like, fuck, sir, you were my XO. So, you know, as soon as he found that out, bro, you know, he saw me in different eyes, bro, because you know, we deployed together. So I mean, there was obviously a big difference in rank, but yeah, man, he was, you know, every time he saw me, you know, he made it a thing to try to talk to me. So shout out to him, bro.
What was the best part about your not the best part, what was your most memorable moment of 2012 deployment?
Uh, I had the first hoist mission out of the company.
Mm,
I had the very first hoist mission. It was myself. I think it was it Crabtree?
I remember Crabtree.
I think it was Crabtree. I know Joe Wanacott and Alderetti and Fez were up front.
Really?
Man, I don't remember who the yeah, but I had the first hoist. Was it that deployment or was it the 10 deployment? I don't remember, but I had a hoist mission out of there
Mm.
to get this guy. Oh no, it was that deployment. Yeah, 12 or 13. Yeah. And I remember the dudes, because I could see them on the side of the mountain. They were supposed to be providing security for us. Man, these jokers got their cameras on and shit. I'm like, bro, yo. I'm like, if I get shot in the leg, I'm gonna be mad.
It's funny how every time we showed up somewhere,
Yeah,
everybody wanted to pull out their cameras, man. We're like,
yeah.
this shit.
Provide security, bro.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest memories out of the many I had in 12 was our first mission. Me, you. I think I was with Brian Nielsen that time. I don't and Sergeant Halfhill. It was we just got a RO1. We're fully operational. You know, to go provide. We were taking over for the 82nd. This is actually our first day, I think. It was our first day or first week. Can't remember. It's like 14 years ago, 13 years ago. I know we got the medevac. We had to go into the Korengal. And out of our whole crew mix, I was the only one that spent a lot of time in the Korengal since 2008. So I already knew how kinetic and how like live the Korengal was. I mean, Korengal has had a good reputation for the shit they were doing. So essentially, we had to go pick up an A&A dude. He got hit with a mortar around the back of the head. So we came in, we got him, and we get him on board. And all I hear is Sergeant Halfhill yelling at you. Because you said it earlier. When it comes to medical shit, you just don't work right good with it. And all I know, he's like, Penny. You're like, whoa, 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 oh, my bad. Because
I'm pretty sure he came across my shit that day too. He had to shake the cobwebs and bro, he shook him.
yeah. Well, I mean,
He sh-
to my recollection, when we picked the dude up, the back of his head was hanging out. So I mean, that was something.
oh bro,
Yeah,
blown out.
yeah. It's something you had to like. see, so I know we had a well, we do in the medevac, we have to at least bag them and keep them alive till we get them to the first medical facility. After that, it's out of our hands, but we pretty
Yeah,
much
because that's when we did the four horsemen, right? It was like the five horsemen, whatever.
nah, it was, ABAD we took them to. Yeah, ABAD was the biggest medical facility in that area until you got to JBAD, then from JBAD to Bagram and et cetera, but yeah, that was our very first mission. I always remember that one because when we landed, I was like, "Penny, you good?" You're like, "Yes, sir, I'm good. I just had a moment." I was just like, "Okay." But
Yeah, man.
one of the things I want to add on to it, and this is something I always talk about, even with missions like that, we're seeing certain things, and I always I try to get the audience to relate. During times like that, we have to figure out in a short amount of time how to decompress and get over certain things. And with depending on what you're dealing with, these things, these images, these memories will be burned in your brain forever. We just have to figure out how we deal and how we cope with these things. And this is why it's very important that one, soldiers get help. Two, we always lean on each other and talk to each other about, hey, how are you feeling? That's one thing I always did with my crew chiefs. I always checked on them, always made sure they're good in a good place, and just always wanted to make sure they're ready to perform the mission because I knew depending on our stress level, some people will shut down. I've had it happen to me, and I just want people to know to always talk about it. I know back then we really didn't talk about it much because it wasn't really accepted, but I always checked on my people. It was important.
And to add to that too, bro, if you used to say something, bro, that was the end of your career at times.
Correct. And that's
You
something
know, so
that was something that was very concerning back then. I don't know how the Army is now, but I know I talked about it. Dwayne talked about it. You mentioned it, and a lot of other guys are gonna mention it. If you ever spoke about your mental health in aviation, you're done. Like wrap it up. So a lot of us just kept that shit to ourselves, or we self medicated by drinking. Right? That was the biggest one. A lot of us drank when we weren't at work. But we had no other choice. We couldn't talk about that shit.
and and the thing too, Jason, like I could talk about it, you know, like to different people, but what are they really gonna understand? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't when you go through bad or not bad shit because I mean we helped out a lot of people, but when you go through those trauma with bro, that shit it sits up here, it resonates, bro.
Yeah. And I think that's what does create another void for us. And I'm only once again, I want to put this out there. I am not a mental health expert or nothing. I'm only telling you how I dealt with it, what I've been through, how I got myself through all these issues I've had. What we Damn, I lost my train of thought.
You got it, man.
I can't remember what I was gonna say. But anyways, we
Hey, you know what, Jason? This is a good thing, bro, because that's part of
oh, it
PTSD.
is the forgetting part. I tell people
The forgetting
like
part.
when I
This is good. This is good, bro. This is raw shit,
yeah.
though. So use it.
And what I've learned from one of my just doing my research, the reason we forget is because we're so busy compartmentalizing all the time. So our brain has a problem with just keeping track of, our RAM, our short-term memory, you lose it. And it happens to me quite a bit. It's pretty embarrassing, I will admit. But
It is, man. But you know what, bro? It is embarrassing, dog. But when people be like, "Damn, something's really wrong," because it happens to me at work all the time, bro. Like I'll be like, "Shit, man." I'll be like, dawg, I'll be literally doing something. I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing, bro?" You know what I'm saying? And some people, they, you know, at times it's funny, but I'd be like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo, give me 5 minutes because I'm about to lose my mind, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, it might be funny, but this, what's going on up here? It ain't funny."
yeah. That's what I think I was gonna say is when it's hard to when it's hard for us to when people can't relate with our experiences, that causes the divide with people that we love. And it's not on purpose. We just create this mentality, and it's not the right mentality to have. I'm here to say that. Once again, off my experience, we create a mentality that, like, oh, they'll never understand. I can't talk to this person. All right. And what it does is shuts down the people that care about us. We just start shutting people out. And then one day you wake up and I'm like, damn, I'm by myself. What the fuck am I doing? And these are other signs that I want these others, young soldiers, older soldiers, people out there struggling with this stuff. Like, these are the things that I dealt with, Penny dealt with, and many other the soldiers that I'm gonna have on the podcast. These are the things we deal with, and I want you guys to be aware of it. Like, when you see it, like the forgetting, pulling away from people. Biggest thing, get the help, man. Don't isolate people. Just get help. You get back from that deployment. I left. I pretty much was getting, my time in the army was coming up due to my medical issues, and just I wasn't able to keep up with being a warfighter at that time. My body was just broken down. My knee, my back, mental health. And it's crazy. You remember when I got hurt in Afghanistan?
Was it your knee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you had the Stone Cold Steve Austin knee brace.
Yeah. So that knee problem.
Bionic knee.
Yeah, that knee problem started. That's what started getting worse for me. So that's what ended up with me retiring early. But I
Gotcha.
get out the army. Where did you go after Fort Campbell?
I went to Hunter, bro.
Hunter Army Airfield out in Georgia, right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
How was that?
Dude, when they say Hunter is the Army's best kept secret, it is.
Damn.
Bro, you're in Savannah, Georgia, dog. And I was 4 hours from the crib. Because right after that is when I got married. I got married to Sabrina. Short, like, literally, bro. We got back March, April, I got married.
Yeah. So,
And then,
what did you do? Were you in the medevac down in Hunter?
yeah. Yeah.
How
And we
was
went to Germany.
Okay, y'all went to Germany. Any deployments with that unit?
No, we just did that Atlantic Resolve mission up in Germany. So I was in fuck, I forget the name of the place, but we were there for 9 months. I was more so I was there because and I seeked help, right? I was like, something is wrong with me, right? The war fighter, the soldier, something is wrong with me. And I got down, bro.
They grounded you for it?
Mm-hmm.
A true testament. Like, if you go get help, you are not gonna be able to do your job in the army. And so I just want everybody to understand it's the nature of the beast. We're not complaining. I'm just letting everybody know why we wait so long to get help, because we don't want our careers taken away from us. The things that we love to do will be taken from us. And once again, I don't know how it happens in the army now. I just know how it happened 10 years ago. We're looking about 10, 15 years ago. So keep going, Penny. Thank you for sharing that story, man. That's proof of what we've been talking about.
Listen, bro, remember, like I told you, bro, I'm an open book, dog. But yeah, so so the E7 that I had, Wilfredo Rosa, dog. If you're watching this, bro, I love you, dog. You're my big brother in the army. But he ended up having a hit, bro. So they were doing oh my god, what is dunker training? Bro, this dude, he had a bad shoulder. Bro, this dude is swimming, his shoulder came out of place at the pool in Fort Rucker. Which, from what I understand, that pool in Fort Rucker is got like they can make waves and all this shit or whatever. Bro, in the middle of that shit, this motherfucker, he just swimming in circles because he's trying to, like, he fight or flight type shit. So he's swimming in circles, bro, and his shoulder just popped out of place. So we got the word, we're not deploying, we're not going to Germany with the E7. And remember, we're the medevac, is not entoed for staff sergeants. So there's no staff sergeants. So who's next in the chute? Me. So I ended up going, and it was a rough thing, man, because I bumped heads with the leadership there, bro. The captains and the lieutenants there, and you know how I am, bro. You know Penny, bro. Penny didn't change. So when Penny voiced his opinion, and, a lot of people didn't like it. So I had a lot of issues with the leadership, bro, and we ended up getting one of the TIs from the TI shop came over as like that influential piece that we were missing. And bro, when he came over, man, I learned a lot from him. Sergeant Light, if you're watching this, bro, thank you. But he helped groom me. And I would hit up Sergeant Rosa at times, the E7. I would hit him up at times. I'm like, yo, like, this is going on. He's like, bro, he's like, bro, I want to be there. I was like, bro, I know you do, but Obviously, because you're conditioned, you can't. But he would give me, advice over the phone, but it wasn't the same, though. But I did the best that I could, man. And like I said, my greatest thing was the people that we went to Germany with, they came back. So everybody safely, we deployed safely and came back safely. So that was a dope ass thing for me too.
Nice, nice. So what made you want to be a recruiter? How did that happen?
So Sergeant Rosa, big when I think about my leadership in the army, Sergeant Rosa is up there as one of the starting five. Right, you can only have 5 people on the court. Sergeant Rosa is that guy. Um, he was a recruiter as well. He was a recruiter in Central Florida, and I remember he was like, bro, he's like, you're a good you're a good maintainer, but he's like, man, you talk like a motherfucker, bro. Like you could just talk.
You got
He's like,
that
you ever thought
gift of
about
gab on you, man.
yeah, man. He's like, you ever thought about being a recruiter? I was like, shit, yeah, man. I was like, man, that should be pretty dope. He's like, bro, put it in your pocket. I put it in my pocket, bro, and at first they had HRC had wrote me back, emailed me back. They're like, oh, at this time we can't accept you because you got a shaving profile. I said, what? That's I did rid of it right now. So I went to sick call, got rid of the shaving profile, and I waited a couple days, and then I resent them the email. Hey, shaving profile is down, bro. 2 weeks later, I had the thing from ATARS showing my school date to go to recruiting school. Bro, I was only on honor for like 2 years, bro. Like not even 2.5 years. And then I got accepted to recruiting, and then I came to Florida, bro, and did the recruiting thing here in Florida, in
How hard
Orlando.
was how hard was recruiting school?
So you ever? So the way I can explain it is like drinking water from a fucking fire hose. They hit you with a lot of information, a lot of book work, a lot. Because remember, now you're dealing with like a lot of legal shit. Figuring out what qualifies people to allow them in the army. They don't teach you they don't teach you the art of recruiting. They just teach you the paperwork part, like pretty much getting your army story and then kind of tweaking it to the art of recruiting and then pushing that out to the applicant. Um, but yeah, man, it's like drinking water from a fucking fire hose, bro. You get hit with a lot of information, dog. Like I remember that the first test. Oh, and then recruiting, you gotta score 80% or better on the test. Dog, I took that first test, bro. I got a 70 on it. I was like, shit. They're like, hey, sorry, don't worry about it. You can take it again. I was like, all right.
Your ass is
I
about to
took
be
that
on the
joke
fight
again,
line again.
bro. I got a 70 on it. They're like, sorry, don't worry about it. They're like, the army's already invested money into you. You're gonna be a freaking recruiter whether you like it or not. I said, I'm tracking. So they recycled me. They put me a week. So the next class I started, they put me with them. So I remember I went to the instructor. He's like, man, so what's going on? I'm like, man, I don't know this test. He's like, you know what you need to do? He's like, you need to understand what you're learning. So he's like, dude, I was like, he's like, do me a favor. He's like, this new class that comes in, when you guys ain't at the berries bullshitting, teach each other. So that's what I did, bro. I ended up just taking the information that I knew because again, bro, these Puerto Rican dudes came in and they're like, bro, you are not gonna fail. They're like, we're all gonna study. I was like, dale, vamos pa'lante. Bro, and we would play dominoes and shit, and then we would study, and then I would teach. And I'm like, oh, bro, I took the test and I think I got like a 95 on it this time. I ended up like I just didn't read the question right, and the instructor was like, boom, bro. After that, smooth sailing.
You finish recruiting school, you go to Orlando, right?
Yes, sir.
And how's recruiting?
Man, dude, I had a blast, bro. Like, my daughter, she was just born. Unfortunately, I ended up getting divorced around the same time, and it was tough, man, because not only did I have to put on a fake face to go recruit people, having the personal shit that was going on in my life. Because everybody, you know, if you're in the army, you know, a lot of people, you know somebody or you've been through a divorce yourself. That shit was tough, bro. That shit, you know, hurts feelings. Yeah, yeah, man. So I went through that shit, and you know, it was rough, bro. You know, just the person that you're with for so long, and you know this person, you know, like the back of your hand. Now, you know, now you guys hate each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ended up, man. You know, we did the divorce, and then now it's like, all right, now I got to take care of my kid. You know, so I was living with my mom. You know, my mom would help me. You know, and bro, I'm telling you, man, God's gift to earth is grandmothers and mothers, bro. I'm telling you, dog, like grandmas and moms, bro. And it's so funny, man, because I remember when my daughter would come over, you know, because she was very attached to Sabrina, like, bro, like super attached. Please, like, just please help me, please. And dog, I would get home, and my mom, you know, my daughter would go cry in the room, or whatever, and I'm just like, man, I'm like, dog, I'm trying to, you know, help her, and you know, whatever. Time my mom go over there give her food in the bed, I'm like, oh, but I can't eat a bag of Doritos on the bed because you all over my ass. But yeah, man. But like I said, man, moms and grandmas, bro, I wish they could live forever, bro.
They live forever in you. Remember that, man.
No, that is a fact, bro. You know, I'm blessed, man. I still have one of my grandmas is still around.
Yeah,
My mom, my mom's mom is still around,
it's good, man.
and my mom lives in Colombia right now.
Okay,
So man, my mom went and built a big ass crib out there.
really.
So she lives with her parents. Yeah, she's taking care of her
So
family.
she
So,
she went back home then.
oh yeah, yep,
Nice. What was your biggest takeaway with being a recruiter?
dude. My biggest takeaway, man, was man, that's a good ass question, bro. I learned a lot about myself in those 3 years, man. Um, I because at that point, bro, like I really learned what it was to be a soldier, right? Because not a lot of people, a lot of those kids, they don't care about being a 15 tank on the medevac. They don't care about that shit, man. They literally care what you've done, what you've did, and all that shit, man. So like I would try to show them pictures and they'd be like, oh man, they're like, so I could be in a helicopter. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. And at the end of the day, bro, I'm a child, bro. I'm a kid trapped in a dude's body, bro.
We all are,
A
bro.
man body. You know what I'm
Everybody,
saying?
let me add to that real quick. And I'm glad you said that. We all are. The issue is, and what I'm gonna call that is our subconscious mind. All right. Our subconscious mind is that little child inside of everybody that wants us to be great, wants us to push us to our max potential, and wants all the great things for us. All right. That's the little child inside of our bodies. Now, as we age and go through life experiences, it's our mind, our conscious mind, that suppresses our subconscious mind. So
Yeah,
it's very important by the things you do and the things you say that you tap into your subconscious mind so you could become the person you truly want to become. That is very, very important. And that's something that I help people with all the time because it's what you just said. We have that little kid trapped inside of us that wants to come out, but we suppress it from coming out because we think as grown-ups, we know what's best for ourselves. And most of the time, we're just leading us down these paths that we really don't need to be going down.
absolutely, absolutely, man. But what and the other thing that helped me in recruiting, bro, when I jumped on the recruiting shit, I think I was like 28. But the kids were like, "Man, you're old." I'm like, "Old?" I'm like, bro, I'm very young still,
Very
bro.
young.
Yeah, I'm like, shit. And then but I did pretty good, man. Like I was one of these guys that like just out there working late. Nah, bro. I put in my one or two people in a month, bro. And I built really good relationships within the community, man. Like I made friends with the chief of police that I'm back in the same county. Matter of fact, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, they had the ASVAB testing at the high school that I was recruiting at and I went to. I had hit up the recruiters. I was like, yo, Poppy's here. Y'all want some help? They're like, yeah, man. So I went over there with them, bro. I'm telling you, a lot of the teachers started recognizing me. They're like, man, you look different. I'm like, shit, I ain't in the army no more. But I was like, I'm still here to help. You know, I want to be that big brother to these kids, bro. And I think that's important, man. Because, bro, I'm telling you, man, the youth, bro, whew, crazy, boy.
I think the youth is missing a lot of strong men in their life, strong, successful men in their life that are trying to, we could show them, especially in our community, show them that if you do the right thing and you do the hard things in life, you can be successful. You just have to do them. Plus, the biggest thing I was lacking growing up, I didn't have people that believed in me. No male figures in my life that believed in me. And as a young boy needs that in his life. He needs that positive male role model in his life to uplift him and push him forward. And I didn't get that shit until I joined the army when I was in Germany. There's one thing I
Man,
want to backtrack to real quick before we move on to you going to Fort Bragg. You talked about you realized something was wrong, you went and got help, you got grounded. Was there a specific event, something happened? What was that moment that you were like, you know what? I need to go get help or this shit ain't gonna turn out good for me.
my ex wife will
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, her.
She told you?
Yeah, she's like, dude, something you're not right. She's like, you're not right up here. And I was going through, man, the I was sleepwalking. I was uh I was waking up just bro, I remember one night I don't know, I had fell asleep. My physical state, I was sleeping. But I woke up, I was looking for a gun. Um, and just my PTSD after the second deployment, that's when it started getting real bad. And then she told me, she's like, dude, she's like, if you don't get help, I'm gonna leave. And and it sucks, man, because that's always I feel like that's always the same response that we get as men in the army. If you don't fix yourself, I'm gonna leave. I'm just like, well, shit. Well, I don't want you to go there. I kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that's one of
I
the biggest things that I struggle with too when we have this fear of abandonment. I think that's a part of our PTSD, right? Because we're watching our friends, we're watching a loss of life. We lose friends in combat. We lose our friends from PCSing. So we're always losing people that we form these relationships with them, then they're out of our life, right? And then when the people that are supposed to be there for us, no matter what, leave us in our low times. And I'm not saying I get it. Those people are dealing with what we're dealing with, right? And we're not easy to deal with. I'm not saying that at all. So I'm not blaming anybody intentionally. What I'm saying is it just adds to the issues that we're having when the people that supposed to love us, and they do love us, they leave us, right? Or they at least drop that seed of I could potentially leave you. That just fucks us up even more. So
and and I don't want it, and I don't want it to come out, I don't want her to see this and be like, well, shit, it just wasn't my fault. No, I had a lot to do with
yeah,
this, bro.
same thing with
And
me.
now, bro, because I'm 36 years old now, bro. And now, bro, the older I get, I'm like, damn, yeah, dude, no, dude, for sure it was me. And we were young, bro. Like we got, I was 20, like 25 when I got married or something like that. 25. So I was still fairly young, bro. And then and it all goes back, bro, to not having my dad in my life, bro.
There you go.
Because I'm like, I had to reach out to you because I spoke to you on multiple
Yeah.
occasions.
Yep.
I spoke to Chris,
Yep.
Cologne, Jelani, all these guys, bro, like all these dudes that were those older male figures that were in my life. But at the end of the day, bro, I just wanted to pick up the phone and call dad, bro. Like my pop Dukes, bro. Like, yo, how do I get over this?
And let me add something to that because I'm very passionate about this. Okay. All the fathers out there that think that their roles in their kids' life is not important, I'm here to tell you that's a crock of shit. All right. For me not having my father in my life, there are so many days that I just wanted to call my dad and talk to my dad. That's it. because we as young boys and the girls, okay, because I'm a daddy's girl. I got 2 daughters and I love them dearly. It is so pivotal from a dad's standpoint to be there for him because I'm telling you from experience, from being a father and not having a father, you being present in your life is very, very important. They just want you to be there. They want you to talk to. And Penny's sitting here telling you all he wanted to do is talk to his dad. All right. So all the fathers out there, step your shit up if you are not in your kid's life. Step your shit up. I'm doing it. Penny's doing it. All the men that are around me and affiliated with me, they have to be involved in their kids' life. If they ain't, they can't be my friend, or I'm gonna check them real quick.
And on the topic, dog, to me, dog, having a kid, bro, was the dopest shit that I ever did.
Oh yeah.
Having a kid was the dopest thing, bro. So you bro, I don't understand how dads like are not in their kids' lives.
I can't understand it either. Well, some in their defense, there may be situations where they're not allowed to be in their life. Or
Right.
so,
But I mean, but that's different. But I know cats, bro, that yo, fend for yourself, dude.
and you is that, and that I'm applying pressure to a lot of men. You guys need to start putting pressure on these dudes, yeah. Like, yo, go take care of your kids, man. For real. Your kid, regardless of what the situation is, your child needs you more than you will ever know. Okay? They need their daddies. I promise you they need their daddies.
Bro, my daughter has gotten me out of a lot of shit, bro. Like
My
in
daughter has
here,
too.
in here,
Yeah.
bro. Seeing her, bro, and seeing her becoming, a beautiful little girl, bro. That to me, dog. It was funny because now I'm starting to see her.
You leave recruiting, you get to Fort Bragg. What happens next?
So, funny thing. So I wanted to stay a recruiter. 79 Romeo is what I wanted to stay, right?
Really?
Yeah.
The Army didn't let you?
So here's the funny thing. So I was like, you know what? I want to do this for the rest of my career. And I go to the first sergeant, Jamaican cat. I was like, hey, first sergeant, I want to stay with 79 Romeo. He's like, I thought you never asked. He's like, I've been waiting. He's like, I've been waiting for this day since I met you. I was like, well, we did the paperwork. Boom, boom, boom. Sent that shit up to HRC. HRC denied that shit. I said,
Damn.
"Ooh, boy, this is interesting." So he asked why.
When someone wants to be a permanent recruiter, that's hard to find. And for HRC to deny that, that is rare. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Penny. I just want the audience to know that for you to get denied to be a permanent recruiter, there's got to be something going on.
So first sign's like, why? This kid did everything right, never had any issues. Why? I found out why. 87 was ramping up for his deployment. I got fenced in. And I said, shit. If I would have done it a couple months prior, I would have stayed a recruiter. But, I know, bro, God he does things in weird ways, bro. So I was like, you know what? I enjoyed my time, bro. I did a lot of cool shit, man. And I appreciate everything that everybody did for me. But I got to I left recruiting December of 2019. Right? So I showed up to 382 Fort Bragg, and I showed up, orders decode. I was like, fuck man, I don't want to go to decode. I was like, I do not want to go to decode. So the sergeant major, he already told me, hey, you're going to decode, like they need leadership, they need E5s, like, I'm still an E5 at this point. He's like, I need you out there. He's like, you got a ton of experience, between your flying career, your recruiting career. He's like, I see you're a well-rounded soldier. And I was like, oh shit, I bet. Well, what did I hear? That's what he told me. But what I heard was, go to Charlie Company, look for a job. Right? So I show up, bro. I started seeing a couple familiar faces. And the first on there he knew Sergeant Ramos. So he's like, man, he's like, you want to come to Charlie Company? I was like, shit, first time if you get me over here, I'll be the best goddamn crew chief. So, bro, this is around Christmas time too. So we go back. I go back to battalion, bro. Sergeant Major was pissed, bro. His exact words said, "I should send your ass to the ASB." I said, "Damn, don't do that to me, Sergeant Major." He's like, Charlie Company needs NCOs. He's like, I'm gonna let this shit slide. But I don't like it. So I showed up, bro, and we all know what happened March of 2020. Fucking COVID. That shit, man. And we're so out of Fort Bragg, we were running 24-hour medevac ops. And I remember I hadn't started flying because remember, so the previous story was I got grounded. So I remember the platoon sergeant, the main platoon sergeant now, he hit me up. He's like, Penny, he's like, dude, I love everything you do. He's like, I love your energy. He's like, brother, if you don't get on the upslip, you got to go. I said, wait a minute, hold on, pop the brakes real quick. He's like, I need you to start scheduling all your shit. I was like, Roger that. So I had it in the back of my mind. I was like, I'm not gonna get an upslip if I already denied. So I schedule my appointment with the flight doctor over the phone, everything. He's like, hey, where do you need me to send your upslip to? I said, hmm? He's like, what? You need me to send it to you and the commander? I was like, absolutely. So he signed it, and I was like, shit, I'm back in it. All right. So I sent it to the platoon sergeant, sent it to the commander, and everything got signed. I started going through progression. Bro's like riding a bike, dog, doing all this shit, bro. And I was just like, damn, I've been missing this, bro. And like I stated, we do 24-hour ops medevac at Fort Bragg. So we have a first up and a second up. And because we provide the care for because they're still on jump status. So we do all that stuff, man. And yeah, bro, I did that, man. And dude, I think I ended up flying total probably like close to like 500 hours there in a little 4-year tenure that I was there. Um, dude, and again, man, dude, bro, I love the medevac, dog. Ain't there's no unit. I know there's a lot of dope ass units out there, bro, but the medevac, bro, is so different, bro.
It is different.
Man, when I'm telling you, bro, like we saved a lot of lives, bro. We had people perish as well, and hopefully, the families are taken care of. But we did a lot of cool shit out there, man, and I got to save a lot of lives. And it's crazy, man. So in Fort Bragg, oh, what is her name? You remember Captain Vane? So
Yeah,
she ended up being my commander over at the 82nd.
really.
Yeah, so she ended up being my commander, and I had got a phone call one night or one morning. I'm sorry, and she was like, "Hey, I was supposed to do a night flight. We had two tangos on the flight, and my show time was like for like 7 o'clock. So I already knew, bro. I was gonna be burning the midnight oil that night. I was like, shit, that late work hard, bro. I'm gonna be flying all fucking night. So I'm like, she calls me at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and mind you, my show time was 7 o'clock that night. So I'm like, hey man, what's going on? She's like, what are you doing? I was like, shit, I'm getting out of bed. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I need you at the hangar. I was like, okay. You. I was like, I don't know if you saw the flight schedule. I was like, I'm supposed to be flying tonight. She's like, oh, I know that. She's like, I need you here at the hangar. She's like, we got a downed aircraft, and we're doing like a search and rescue type shit. I was like, fuck, when do you need me there? She said, I needed you here 15 minutes ago. I said, I'm en route. Bro, I threw on my uniform, boom, got out, shot out the door, bro. Hauling ass, bro. We get there, we start getting all the information. So there's a little town in I think it was. I know. Between Fort Campbell and us, we were closer to them. We're like in the mountains of bro, like North Carolina, uh, Georgia. I think it was like a little town called Atlanta, North Carolina, or Tennessee. It was Tennessee, little podunk town, bro, in the mountains. And we're getting the word like, hey, there might be dead people on the thing. The reason that they called us was because of the hoist capabilities, right? Um, so obviously, we're able to do the hoist operation. So the reason that they called us was, bro, where the aircraft crashed, it was impossible to get a crew out there. Bro, the trees were over 200 feet tall, right? And they were, bro, literally like on the side of a mountain. So we launched at like 10 o'clock that morning. We go out there and we're, bro, that day I flew a 10. It was like a 10.3 is what I logged. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I was so damn tired, bro.
That is a long day in that aircraft, man. People don't know.
10 hours, bro. And then
What was the weather like? Was it hot or cold?
it was hot. It was, yeah, it was hot. Actually, it was kind of like not too cold, not too hot. It was doable, right? So we leave or whatever, and we're getting all the information as we're flying. Hey, we think they're dead. We don't really know. We blah 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 blah. So we flew dual PC, dual medic, full medevac interior. We took the JP, we took SCED, we took all that stuff, right? Because we don't know what's really going on, right? So I remember we landed at a like a firehouse. Like they got like the little, like where the firefighters stay or whatever. So we left, bro. They they couldn't give us like a exact coordinate. So they were like, we're right next to an Arby's. So I open up my maps and I type in Arby's, and we're literally, I'm the GPS. I'm like, hey sir, fly this way. So we see the Arby's, we see the firehouse, we land, bro. We get out. Um, the medics start talking to the guys or whatever, like on ground, like, hey, what's going on? What do you guys need? So now they start preparing a kit to cut the doors and everything to get the people out, right? So we're doing all that shit, bro. We finally go. Now they kind of give us an idea of where the plane crashed, bro. We're literally doing circles, bro, looking. We looked for like 30 minutes, bro, and we finally saw them. And I saw the fucking plane is upside down, right? So we the two PCs, bro, man, best, bro, professionals, bro, like just best of the best. You know how it is, bro. Army aviation, dog. We got the best, dog. So we got the second medic down. Boom, we take off. We go get fuel. We come back. They we lock the grid. We go get fuel. We come back. The bodies are in body bags. Now it's time to get them up to the aircraft. That's what we did,
Damn,
bro.
how many people?
Two people. Two people, man. I guess they had like an engine failure or something, and boom, right into the side of the mountain. And bro, but they were in body bags, bro. Like, and then the mic model, the hoist is fixed. It doesn't boom in or out. There's nobody in the helicopter to help me, bro. I'm literally grabbing the bodies, bringing them up over me, trying to get them on the fucking litter to kind of finagle him, strap him down, and then I brought up the medic, and then they had like another patient, same thing, like he blew out his leg. Um, and then we got the other patient in and got the medics up, bro, and my other medic, because he was holding the tagline. Sergeant Joyner, bro. If you're watching this, dog, I fucking love you, bro. He was the last man that I brought up. But again, bro, professionals, dog. Like they made this team, bro. We were the Avengers. Best medics that we had, best best pilots, and yours truly. You know what I'm saying? And bro, but we did our damn thing, bro. And you know, I remember the last stop that we had was in Concord, North Carolina. I remember, bro. I got out of the aircraft. We shut everything down. I just laid on the ground on the concrete, and the fueler was like, "Long day." I said, "Brother, you have no idea." I was like, "I can't even explain to you how my day's been going so far." Bro, like I went to work the next day. I probably went in like after lunchtime. Everybody's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They're like, "Bro, go home and sleep." And I was like, "Bro, there's a there was a lot of talking points." And I was like, "We gotta." And the other crew came in too. I was like, "We gotta brief this shit while it's still fresh on our minds, bro." Bro,
That's
we
true.
did, bro. You know, we did. What do we call it? The
After action
no,
review.
like academics. So
Okay.
you know, they brought it up. The pilots talked their piece. You know, and they're like, "Hey, Penny," they're like, "We need you to come up and you know," because they're like, "You did a majority of the shit." They're like, "The only thing you just didn't do was fly it." When I told them, I was like, "Bro, you know," and from that day, what I learned was, bro, if you're confident what you're doing, bro, those people up there wiggling those sticks, they're gonna listen to you, bro.
Oh, definitely.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I had within 5 feet, I had a freaking tree line, bro. Oh, and then while I'm doing it, bro, I can see the clouds coming in. So now we're racing time. I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, bro, we gotta beat feet, bro. We gotta get out of here. And luckily, man, like I said, bro, unfortunately, you know, like I said, you know, the wherever we picked up were already deceased, but you know, we took them back to the fire station and they closed the doors and forensics did, you know, what they do. And they said, they're like, thank you guys. And we fucking hauled us back to Fort Bragg.
Well, great job on that mission,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Very good job. At what point did you decide, all right, my time is up, I'm getting out the army? Like, what happened?
My daughter, she, I started seeing, she wasn't acting out. Cause I got a real, man, I'm blessed, bro, to have a super good daughter, man. You know, Sabrina's done one fucking hell of a job, bro, raising her, you know. But I started seeing, I was like, man, I know she misses me, like her dad. And I'm missing her like crazy, bro. So I sat down and I thought about it. And I was like, man, do I want to end up like a lot of these guys in the army where the kids don't want to talk to them? You know, I didn't want to end up like my dad. So I thought about it. I was like, bro, the only thing that makes sense is for me to go ahead and part ways with army and move back home and be a dad. And that's what I did, bro. You know, and I thought, bro, I thought about it. I prayed on it, bro, and this is the outcome, man.
You made the right decision, what's best for you and your daughter. So, as a father, we have to make those hard decisions. And it's about the people that the lives we impact and the legacy we want to leave behind. So, shout out to you, man. A lot of guys can't do that. A lot of guys are too afraid to make that decision to leave what we only knew at the time, the army, to go take care of their family. Like a lot of men won't do that. And man, I take my hat. I don't even know if I could have done that, but you did it, and I'm proud of you for doing it, man. It'll pay dividends. You may not see it now, but 5 to 10 years, you're gonna start seeing it. You're gonna be like, all right, everything I did and everything, all the decisions I made for my daughter are now making sense.
Bro, and it's crazy you say that because now, bro, like, you know, for instance, like my daughter, she needs this, bro. I live like 10 minutes away from her, so she needs something from school. She needs to go to this appointment. You know, she's got to go do this, bro. I'm there. You know, before like I could only be there on this. You know, just talking to her. Oh, hey, baby, yeah. Nah, bro. Now, bro, I'm here.
That's
You
good,
know,
bro.
and that was a one important thing to me, bro, is being a present dad. Just not being there physically, because, bro, any dude can fucking cough up $700 a month for child support. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that you're there, and I saw, like I told you over the phone that one day, bro, I'm on borrowed time. You know what
We
I'm
all
saying?
are.
Yeah, bro. So like every day, bro, like my daughter, bro, I don't know if I'm spoiling her, but yo, whatever she wants, bro, I look at my bank account, I'm like, shit, I get paid again next week. Let's go. Like she, I got her annual pass to Universal Studios because she loves Harry Potter. She's been reading the books and everything, which I'm like, I'm real happy that, first of all, my kid is able to read at that level, and she's what, in fifth grade or whatever. She's reading the Harry Potter books. So I took her, I got her that, man, and bro, whenever I got her, like right now she's in New York, so she's up there with her grandparents. But whenever I had her, bro, let's go to the theme park.
Bro, that's
Let's
good,
go hang
man.
out. Let's build. That was one of the things that Sabrina always told me. She's like, you got to build memories with with her. That way, right now, the shit that I'm doing now would make sense later on in life.
And I wanna give you a round of applause for realizing that it's not too late. You saw that there was a problem and you made that decision to change it and be in her life and build those memories. Tell you, that shit is huge, man. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Very important.
Appreciate it, bro.
So what key lessons or takeaways do you hope our listeners will gain from your story?
Man, I think, man, it's just wow, that we're all human, bro. Like the shit that we did, the shit that we continue to do, bro. Like at time, bro, it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, you're like, bro, anybody could have gone through any of those missions.
Correct.
Like, um, I don't know if you remember I don't know if I was on duty with you. I was out there pre-flighting my aircraft, and this is when the 82nd was still there. You remember where the FARP was at on the end of the flight line?
Yeah.
Bro, I see this helicopter hauling ass, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, dude, they're flying fast. Bro, they fucking dropped the aircraft, and the whole aircraft is, I'm like, man, something's wrong. And I'm out there with Huggy Bear. Remember Hugler? So me and Hugler, he's pre-flighting his aircraft. I'm pre-flighting mine. And I noticed, I'm like, man, where are the backseaters at? Right? So I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? So they stopped. You remember how when you would come in, you had the morgue, you had that little walkway
Yeah. Yep.
turn.
Yep.
So they
Hmm.
they stopped right there where that turn was, and the pilots are like waving to us, like, like, come over here. Me and Hewler stopped what we're doing, bro. We run over there, see what's going on. That's when that crew chief got shot in his neck. To the, oh man, what was it? The roll, whatever that we had right there. And then Bogdan came and picked them up to do the patient transfer because that dude, bro, they miss his freaking jugular by fractions of a centimeter. You know what I'm saying? So what happens, bro? We're going. I don't know if you were the pilot on that. I want to say yes. But we're flying to that same exact spot.
Yeah, I was the pilot. I was the pilot in command. I was chalk one that day.
Yes,
Cause right
I'm
after
your crew
that
chief.
yeah, so right after that happened, I remember it because I was standing outside when it happened. Probably like 10, 15 minutes after that, we got a 9 line to go pick up another dude, and the enemy was still in the area. And yeah, I remember that day vividly,
And and,
bro.
and I don't
Vividly.
know if I had the conversation with you or if I had it with somebody. Because again, bro, I'm terrified. And I want to say it was you. I was like, Jason, I was like, bro, I'm scared. I don't know if I want to go. And pretty much with the conversation we ended up going, bro. That wasn't gonna fucking change. But dog. I remember I was like, bro, that could be me. I'm like, the right side crew chief got shot in his damn neck, bro. And we still had like blood on our hands and everything, bro, from the kid. So there was no time to like, bro. We just hit that switch, bro, from seeing that shit to going to that same exact location, bro. Now I remember I was shaking, bro, and I had my damn gun out the window because for your listeners, if y'all don't know, medevac, we don't have the weapons on the outside.
Yeah, no
You all
weapons
you
on the
got
aircraft.
is M4, M9, and God's glory.
That's it.
Hopefully he's watching over us, like he should.
Yeah, I remember that mission, man. We got the call, we got the 9 line. There was another soldier shot there. Uh, Kai was already on station. They were suppressing an enemy. They're from the northeast, and we're gonna land. This is when my PI and I we had a disagreement on how we're going in there. But me being the PC, I took the flight controls because he wanted to land with a 19 knot tailwind in a pretty much confined area, and we weren't doing that. Not on my watch, bro. I'm not smacking his helicopter into no damn HESCO barriers. Not happening today. And we had a sister ship behind us. So what we did is we skirted from the south. I did a real aggressive, sharp right hand turn because I knew that the Kyles were still in that area, at least suppressing, taking care of what they had to take care of. We got in there, picked up the other soldier, and we got back to Bagram. Not Bagram, but J-Bad. That was only maybe like an 8-minute mission, maybe from wheels up to. It was pretty fast that day.
Bro, that shit felt like an eternity. And I remember when we got back, bro. Like, once everything, like, my blood pressure came back down to normal, I was just like, uh, what the hell are we doing?
You wouldn't realize how many days I asked myself that question, like, what am I doing, bro? But I love being in the medevac. I love saving people's lives. I love serving other people. I mean, 2012, 13 wasn't crazy, but we had our moments of high stress. And I have at least 8 good stories, man.
Yeah,
And that was one of them. That was one of them. Dude, there were several good stories out there that like it pushed me as an aviator even with the picture behind us, right? I don't think I ever flew a Black Hawk that fast in my life. I mean, I remember it vividly when we had that colonel in the back of the aircraft.
yeah, and and
That
and to add to that, bro, I remember that day too, bro. When we landed and we picked them up, the how Troy's voice intensified,
oh yeah, I'll never forget that.
and I instantly knew. I was like, something is fucking wrong.
This is how I knew something was wrong when Troy Halfhill was like, "Sir, we have to leave. We can't wait for our sister ship right now, or this man's gonna die back here." And that was probably one of the only times that we actually split up our aircraft. I'm not gonna say split up. We just left a little bit earlier, and I don't know if they caught up or not. I wasn't, but I knew the sense of urgency in his voice that like, yo, we have to move. And like I said, I flew the shit out of that Black Hawk that day. I don't think I've ever pushed a Black
And
Hawk that hard in my
your
life.
ass was more concentrated than ours, my boy.
I was flying the hell out of
What
that
I,
thing.
I
But
remember, I remember, in Army aviation, we don't like to be quiet. If you're quiet, something is wrong. But I remember
oh
there
yeah, that's
wasn't much
hey.
talking that day, because Troy doing his thing, and bro, I'm just back there. I'm trying to help him, and
Uh-huh.
you guys were flying the shit out of that aircraft, bro. Like,
And then we had that was the other issue why I was so quiet because I was having trouble going in the J-Bad. We always had trouble getting a hold of tower until we got around that ridge line.
mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there trying to get a hold of tower to clear the airspace for me because I'm coming in there like a bat out of hell. There wasn't shit stopping me, bro. And we finally got him. We landed, and then even then, that was a debate that we had, right? Because Bagram was already inbound. They want to take him. We're like, nah, you're not taking him anywhere. He's going into this roll facility till we can stop the bleeding. And I will commend Troy for making that decision. Like, he's going inside here. We have to stop the bleeding. He'll be dead before he gets to Bagram.
And bro, I remember you remember when we came back from the deployment, he was waiting for Troy.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. That was probably the most
Bro,
humbling experiences.
bro,
When
getting
we
goosebumps.
got to meet his name at the time was, well, his rank was Colonel Walworth, but he's a general now, if he's still in the
Holy
Army.
shit.
Yeah, last time I heard of, he was a 2-star general, and when I got to meet him, I'm telling you, I get emotional every time I thank it. This man gave me a big bear hug, and he thanked me. Were you there with me that day?
I was when we redeployed.
Yeah.
Did you redeploy with 4th Platoon or or Charlie Company? Because remember, 4th
I
Platoon,
think I
we came back early.
we came back. Yeah, we came back in March.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I got the picture, but I know when we came back, he had our own vehicle. We had our own vehicle. He took all our stuff to the hangar. We didn't have to ride the bus back. I mean, they pulled us out of formation. We got pulled back to the room and we talked to the colonel. And man, I'm telling you, when that man looked at me and was crying, it's like, man, my wife just loves you for saving my life. That was probably one of my most humbling and honoring days in the Army. That was very, very emotional.
And there's a lot of people that get to walk around, bro, and not even stuff that Charlie Company's done. Just every medevac unit out there, bro. Like, you guys have your own stories to tell, but we're just speaking on shit that we did. But bro, you really think about that shit. Do you remember? I think you were with me in Crabtree. We had a mission where we landed. It was like a Humvee on fire or LMTV.
I don't know. I can't remember that one.
I don't know if it was you or somebody. But when I did BLC over in Fort Stewart, this one dude he was there or whatever, and we were talking, and bro, come to find out, we ended up rescuing his homeboy. He
Really?
did. I specifically was on that flight. And
Damn.
he's like, bro, my boy's alive because of you or you guys. I was like, I said, my man, all I did that day was a fuel sample.
You
I
stupid,
can't do
man.
that.
Hey, if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be so the audience can know who Penny really is? Because I
Man,
know who you are, man.
the man, I had to describe me, bro. I'm a comedian. I think I'm funny, bro. I'm caring. I am loving, bro. I'm everything. Like I explained to you, it's hard for me to explain myself, bro, because I love to see like people do better, and bro, I love seeing everybody win, bro. And it's and I learned that while I was in the Army, it's not about me, bro. It's about everybody to the left and to the right. But yeah, man, dude, I love, and you know how I am, bro. At times, I would push my jokes as far as they can go, and sometimes they got me in trouble, but it was all in good nature. Um, and I learned how to play not dominoes because I play capicu, but I learned how to play bones from you and Jelani.
I know how to play it all. I'm a legend, man, when it comes to them bones.
Bro, I'm telling you, dog. I remember when I used to play with you guys. I'd be like, man, Jason is a beast.
Still am, man.
I'm in dominoes
Hey,
fast as hell. I'd be like, shit, take off your shoes, bro. I didn't even count.
what legacy do you wanna leave behind for your daughter and any other kids that you're gonna have in the future?
Well, I want Jazz to know, bro. Like, I tried. I did everything that I could possibly do. And yeah, I did my fucking best. I mean,
What would you tell a young soldier right now that's in the Army or even a veteran, an old head like me that's struggling with his mental health or just struggling to get help? What would you tell him today to try to save his life?
so it's crazy, man, and I love that question. So and I work for a company called Protect. So basically, what I do is I work in the collision industry and I do the calibrations for these vehicles, right? So every time I do a calibration, I got to test drive the cars, make sure whatever I did works, right? And there's a lot of times where I get behind the wheel, I'll see disabled veteran, license plate, Navy sticker, Army sticker, or whatever. And these guys come in, and a lot of times it's more older uh service members than younger, right? I still get the younger guys and gals. But my question to them is always, bro, how are you doing today? Because a lot of people, like bro, everybody struggles with demons, bro. I know because, like I said, bro, I went through my depression. I'm not as depressed today. Like, what's today? Saturday. I'm not as depressed today as I was, a couple months ago. But that's always my question, bro. It's like, yo, how are you today? Like, are you okay mentally? And if not, bro, like, what can I do? Can I, and my thing, bro, I feel like through laughter, we can cure a lot of things, bro. And
Oh
that's why
yeah.
I love making people laugh, bro. If I can make you laugh, bro, we're in there like swimwear, bro. And it sucks, bro. That they got all these things, the 22, the number 22, the 22 suicides, whatever. I'm just like, damn, dog, like why the fuck couldn't you call somebody? You know, bro, I'm telling you, man, I'm all, and for your listeners, bro, I'm always here, bro. I live in Florida, so if you guys ever come down to Florida and shit, bro, I'm always here. So I don't, I love being. Alderette Fez was here last year. He tagged himself in the town where I live right now. He was at one of the ale houses. Bro, where are you at? He's like, oh, I'm here meeting somebody. I said, cool, I live here. Where am I meeting you? He sent me his address, bro, and I pulled up.
Yeah. And I know I missed you. I missed you in Orlando when I was there in May, man. That was my fault, but I
Yo,
was on a real bad crunch. But I'm gonna pull up on you. I guarantee you
oh,
on that.
bro, I need to go. I need to go there. Cause you're state. You don't live in Clarksville, right?
Now I live in Nashville. I live in the city of
Oh,
Nashville,
okay.
man. So my other question, if you had to go back and tell 17, 18-year-old Penny one thing, what would it be?
Do the shit that I was like, man, nah, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, just do that shit, bro.
I agree with you on that, man.
Cause dude, there's
Just do the
I don't
shit.
regret a lot. I don't regret a lot of things, bro. But I'm just like, damn, I wish I would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, different things, bro. Like, yeah, I wish I would have just done it. I wish I would have done it.
There's one thing, and you probably could attest to this, you may not be able to. There's one thing I look back in my military career, and I always said, I wish I got harder missions. I mean, I've had some hard shit, but I always want to do like the hard shit. But it's what you said earlier. It's all about timing, and if your number gets called that day, right? So that was just, I don't know. I feel like I wish I got pushed more, like with the missions I got, and I got some tough ass missions, but sometimes I feel like, and it wasn't my time, right? God didn't want me to get those things, but that's one of the things I wish I had, but it didn't happen, so I'm okay
Yeah,
with that.
and I think the same things too. I'm like, man, why the fuck can't I have that mission? Or why couldn't I do this? Like, but at the time, I'm like, man, I wonder, like knowing that question now, be like, and I'm in my mental state that I am now. Imagine if you would have added that shit on top. Be like, bro, I'm gonna fucking shoot that night. Like, God, Freddy Krueger would be scared of me.
Yeah.
I'll keep that on
Where
at
could
night.
where could people find you, man? Social media?
Social
Where
media,
can we
bro.
find you?
I'm Jonathan Penaloza, and then Instagram is John JONP underscore
Uh-huh.
FC1 on Instagram. Um, you know, I don't have like the professional page of like all this other stuff. Like, when you were talking to Jamie yesterday, I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, this is as of right now, bro, Jamie, he's him, bro.
Yeah.
Man, what a career that cat had. What a
Yep.
career, bro. But no, bro, and dude, you're doing your thing, dog. You are
Appreciate
absolutely
you, bro. I
killing it,
really
bro. And
I
I'm so
appreciate
happy,
you.
bro. That's like, I told you over the phone. I'm so glad that somebody is now, through the platform of podcasting, because a lot of people podcast.
Yeah.
So when you told me about it, I was like, oh my god, literally, we're doing the same thing, but in the eyes of the military. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
aviation.
aviation, bro. And bro, I'm telling you, man, this is the coolest shit, man, that we could ever do, bro. Is getting these stories out there. Because like I said, man, I know people struggle with different demons and different things at nighttime, And I tell people, bro, when you're in your head, that's when it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get in your head, bro, and that's when all that self doubt comes in. That's when all that shit starts happening, bro. But no, if you just gotta stay busy, bro, and doing things. Like, I gained a little bit of weight since I've been out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go back in the gym. I gotta get my big ass
I
boy.
will I will tell you this, and just being living and experience it, exercise, brother. All
Mhm.
right. Exercising saved my life when I was in my dark moment. So just exercise. Start off for 2 or 3 days a week. Start walking. Hit me up. I'll tell you what you need to do. But just start exercising, man. That shit'll change your life for the better. And I'm actually on a campaign to let everybody know that's dealing with mental health issues is the way we take care of that is by exercising. All right. There's other things you got to do as well, but exercising is the foundation of your not recovery, but of getting better.
Right, right. Oh,
So
I'm looking at you now, bro. You didn't look like that in the army.
yeah. Oh, I look 10 times better than I did, bro. I tell everybody when I retired from the army, I got 10 years of my life back, man. So final words, final thoughts. And then after that, I'm gonna give you your roses, tell you the impact you had on my life because I do this for all my people. Final thoughts, man.
Bro, my final thoughts, man, is it's crazy, man. Even, bro, even on the civilian side, I'm gonna tell you one more story, and then so me and my brother, we're going to this gym in Lake Nona, Florida, bro. Beautiful ass gym, bro. Like, people, Adam Thielen. You ever heard of him? Well, he was a wide receiver for the Panthers at one point, and he lives in that area, and he was training. Like, when his team got punched again to go play in the NFL, he started training at that gym. So me and my brother, bro, were there one night, and we ended up leaving at like 11 o'clock that night. So we're leaving or whatever, and me and him, we're just talking, bro. We're just talking, bullshitting, and we're driving closer to his house, bro. I see like a bunch of shit in the street, bro. Like shoes, fucking, just a bunch of debris, bro. And I'm like, man, this is weird because where my brother lives is real nice, man. Like, people keep the streets, right? And then I seen something in the middle of the street. It looked like, when they're like changing out carpet, like if it falls, like how it clumps up. That's what it looked like to me. And then my brother was like, "Oh shit, there's a fire off in the distance." And I see it. I'm like, "Oh shit, there is, bro. Like, we're here, two military veterans. Like, let's help, bro." The closer I'm getting to this fire, I notice that there's two dead people in the middle of the road, right? And I'm like, "Shit." So we get to the vehicle, and bro, it's starting. The fire is getting worse. So my brother was like, "Yo," he's like, "You got your straps, right? Like your ratchet straps?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, we're gonna fucking pull this truck out." So we looked, bro, but he was like off in an embankment, bro, and it was like 5 or 6 feet down, and we couldn't get him out. So my brother was like, "Yo, I was like, hey, if there's kids in there, kids come out first, and then we'll get to the driver, right, bro?" My brother's getting closer to the vehicle, bro, and he's telling me, he's like, "Bro, this fire is hot." Like, his legs are burning type shit. And I'm like, "Bro, just do what you can," because I'm trying to protect him, right? So we get the driver out, we throw him on the back of my truck, and we get him further back because so this guy he had hit a motorcycle. The two dudes on the motorcycle were the ones that got hit, right? Um, but we were there, bro, and people were. I don't know what it is about the human mind that's infatuated with seeing a dead body, right? But people are driving by and they just want to see their rubbernecking, right? They're like, oh my god. So there was these two kids there, and you know, I'm like, hey, where's your vehicle? They're like, oh, it's that one. I was like, bring it over here, park it right here, and then open your doors. That way you're blocking the view of people looking at this shit. So they did that or whatever. You know, the cops finally get there, bro, and they're kind of running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, go tend to the driver because what you're not gonna do anything here. Like this is already expired. Go over there, you know, that way you can start getting your story and figuring out what you're gonna do with key witnesses, right? So I told her, I'm like, do you have a blanket? That way I could cover these bodies. And she's like, yeah. So this lady, this old Puerto Rican lady is walking up and she's like, ay, Dios mío, yo no sé qué voy a hacer, blah, 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 blah. I was like, man, are you gonna be able to do it? She's like, no, I can't do it. I was like, give me the towel. Fuck. Cover the bodies, right? So the cop, you know, they're starting to bring all the detectives and shit because now it's a homicide. And the guy, bro, me and my brother were there till 3:30 in the morning, dog. Right? And the guy was like, he's like, hey, you know, I just want to ask you guys, are you guys gonna be okay after seeing this? I said, boss man, check this out, bro. I told the detective, I was like, this right here, this was a Tuesday night for me when I was in the army. All right. I was like, my brother's a combat veteran too. We've seen it all. I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I'm probably gonna have a bowl of cereal and I'm gonna go to sleep. I was like, I'm gonna be all right. You know, but you know, the kids, bro, like when the kids I had them block off the shit, bro, like you could see they had like these wide eyes. And I'm like, hey, I told the kids, I was like, I'm like, do you guys believe in a higher power? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, when you get home tonight, pray to that higher power to help you get through this moment. Because I was like, with me, I'm like, this, I used to see this shit all the time. They're like, but that's not normal. And I was like, and I thought about it, I was like, you're fucking right. So what's normal was not normal to you is normal to me. So that yeah.
So I just want to tell you, bro, thank you for sharing that story, man. That's I think you painted the picture very well on the amount of stuff that we've dealt with has become abnormally normal in our life. And that's how I know you, me, we do need to have psychiatrists, therapists. We need to exercise, make sure we have those outlets because what is not normal to regular civilians is normal to us. And that's not normal. Okay. But I do want to tell you, man, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all our experiences together, all the crazy flying, all the crazy stories. And just so the audience knows, we didn't even touch on a lot of stories because I didn't want to create this platform for war stories. That's what it's not. We're not that. What I'm
Right.
here for is because we'd have been here for 10 hours talking about the stories. What we're here for is to make sure people know the great human beings that I know, and you're one of them. So I do appreciate you. I appreciate your just well, you got excited to come on today. You made it happen within like 2 or 3 days, and I want the world to know about Penny. He's going to show up. He's going to do a great job when he shows up. He may be rough around the edges, but that's just who he is. Get to know him, have a fond appreciation once you get to know him. And when you have somebody of his caliber on your team, you'll be forever grateful, man. And I'm going to tell you, I'm so happy that you covered my ass so many times in Afghanistan, and you'll always be indebted. I'll always be indebted to you for that.
Bro, you my boy, dog. You family, bro.
Last thing, you ever in Nashville, come see me. I am coming to Orlando probably in the next year, so I'm gonna make sure I block out a day or two. Hell, I'll go with you and your daughter to Universal Studios, man.
Bro, come through, my
But
nephew. I get you tickets. My nephew works there. So you good. You
oh
don't gotta
shit,
spend
bet
tickets on
that's
it.
that's even better,
Let's,
bro. I may come even sooner.
let's go.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you. I love you, bro.
I
If
love
you
you
need
too,
me, you
bro.
got the number.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up, man.
Yo, and
Okay.
to your listeners, bro, like, like I said it before, I was like, if you guys ever need anything, bro, like, if you think somebody's not gonna understand you, bro, pick up the phone, bro. Hit me
Yeah,
up
pick it
on
up.
my Facebook, Instagram, whatever, dog. Dog, shake a tree, shake that motherfucker. Bro, I will listen.
Yep.
I will listen
And
all day, bro.
I extend that same invitation to everybody out there. I'd rather be talking to you or holding you or whatever it may take at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning instead of me getting a phone call that you're not here anymore. So I just want everybody to know that that's my level of commitment. I know myself, Penny, and many, many other veterans, we are at that level of commitment to make sure that we continue to take care of our brothers and sisters in arms, because that's what it's always about. All right. My plaque behind me, that's what it says. It says it was never about us, it was always about them. And that motto is burned into my brain. I know it's burned into Penny's and many other soldiers, and we live up to that. But Penny, thank you. It's another wonderful episode of Heroes Have Wings. I'm your host, Jason Santiago. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. Thank you for tuning in to Heroes Have Wings, where we honor the extraordinary stories of grit, sacrifice, and resilience. Remember, every hero's journey starts with a single step, so take yours today. If you love this episode, like, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep pushing limits, breaking barriers, and living your truth. I'm your host, Jason Santiago, and this is Heroes Have Wings, where legends rise.